I feel like Jim and Kai, they kind of dressed out for this thing. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't really tell with Jim because he got that blanket.
I do want to say, yeah, as much as I did dress out, this is what I dress like every day. But yeah, I do like to look nice. I didn't put on my security shirt so to look bad.
With the blanket too, Jim just walks around the city. It's like a thing he's trying to make happen. It's the choice, and I respect it. It looks good.
I used to walk around as a kid with my comforter like wrapped around me like all the time. And then eventually I was like, oh, what if I don't need to wear clothes if I do this, so I'd walk around my house with no clothes and then just a comforter.
Donnell does that now.
And once in a while a person would show up and it was embarrassing.
You just need like a tiger blanket with like a tiger head. Like you gotta look like James Earl Jones in Coming to America. Like with just a big lion across your chest, like a lion head.
Just walk to a random walk into a random McDonald's and say, I'm looking for my son. But saying it in deep Mexican mustard.
All right. Well, everybody, if you're listening to us, this is the 100th episode special of Watchin It. That's right. Somehow we've made it to the 100th episode. I don't fully know how we got here, but we thought we'd do something special for it. We thought you obviously heard some extra voices on this thing, so we thought we'd get a couple guests in here and kind of just have I don't even know what to say, just kind of get together, kind of just to chat about what we're calling, I guess, our guilty pleasure shows or movies. Basically, just shows or movies that we wouldn't expect people to know that we enjoy or watch, and just kind of get to go over each one of them, to say what we like, and then we can, make fun of each other or whatever we feel like. But to start this off, we have to introduce who's on the podcast today, and we have quite the cast. Starting with, as you can already see, this man. He is the wrestling fan extraordinaire who is always hard. He is the man with so much wisdom. He is the Zeus to our Rip. That's right. It's Eric Donaldson.
Hi, everybody.
I laughed, but I didn't get that reference.
Wow, that was good. I don't even know what to say to that, Donnell. That was amazing. I can't wait to make alliances so that no one makes fun of my show, and I can make fun of other people's shows with impunity.
Yes, that's right. We have Eric on here. I don't know why he's here, honestly. No, but he is not alone. We have brought some others. We have the unstoppable pair, the sequel movie masters, the... Oh, crap. I messed that's memorized.
You got it.
The comeback
So
group.
close.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's right. Sorry. They bring the
Fire
treasure,
shooting up,
though
yeah.
it may be rotten. They're not John. They're not Bruce. They're not Helen. So I hope you're not seeing red. It is Kai, Bobby, and Jim McDonald. O'Donnell. Sorry. Yeah.
We need like hearing music in the background.
I'm editing it.
I like Jim McDonald. I'm gonna call you that from now on. How have I never teased you with that?
I really hope that you edit it so that it's me saying it over you, where it's like, and Jim O'Donnell.
And finally, he is the specialist you need. He's extracting the gems and bringing them to the next generation. He's got the skills. He's got the knowledge. Don't look back now. It's Zoe Richardson.
Yo,
Yay.
what's up, everybody? The Z to the O over here. Doing this thing.
Yes, we have brought together this group of great podcasters. So we could just have a good time for 100th episode and just hang out. We've enjoyed having each of you on our podcast and just thought, why not for the 100th have everybody back?
And enjoying being on all your fine shows.
Yeah, exactly. So as already said, we have Eric. He's with Hard Mark, and I'm sure everybody who's listened to our podcast, especially recently, knows about Hard Mark. Then we have Kai and Jim. They are from Rotten Treasure. And Zoe is from the Backlook Cinema podcast. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
You are so
Great
welcome.
to be
Take
here.
a drink, Donna. I'll take it.
I did take a drink. I messed up the
A real
intro.
super friends
And that's the
type of
problem with the
situation.
video is you can't go back as easily. Just cut it out. I'm like, yeah. So we're just gonna have to ride with it. Just gonna have to go.
Live to tape, unlike the Oscars.
All right. Well, guys, before we get into everything, I went ahead and sent you guys all a little something for the 100th episode. Got you a gift. So if you guys wanted to open that up,
I'm so excited.
see what you
Wow,
got.
this is like on Alf, because on Alf, he gives everybody else presents or something like that.
Who won the Alpha
Oh,
pool?
is
for
it a
this episode? That Alpha was
I
gonna
marked
be-
that on my bingo card. Like, that's my free space.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Ooh.
this is awesome! It's a tumbler. Love
Hang on.
tumblers.
Get it. Nice.
I got a screw that I need to use to open this.
Got it.
Look at
Oh,
this.
nobody don't show Jim.
Oh,
No.
my bad.
It's a surprise for Jim.
Don't worry,
It's a
I wasn't
surprise. My
looking.
bad.
Jim
Oh,
is
it's
very focused on
anthrax.
this.
Here, I'm actually gonna switch right away.
Excellent,
Yeah,
excellent.
Probably a bad idea. Actually,
only
because
You
I
already
like
have
that.
COVID. It's not a big
It
deal.
can't get any worse.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, fuck it.
actually suspect that this package gave me COVID because 2 days later I had COVID.
I mean, you both did. I mean, Zoe didn't get it though, but I mean, you both did get it. And you both got a package from me. Maybe it is me.
Right. Or maybe I have it and I'm
so-
asymptomatic.
Exactly.
Around the same time, actually.
So,
Look, what we're trying to say is we want lockdown to go on a little longer, so we're.
Did you both personally cough into these pint glasses? Is that what happened?
so yeah,
Oh
we
my
got you
God.
all a cup. You'll see.
Thank you. No, this is
Got
great.
got our brand new Watchin It logo on there. And as you believe, these are gifts for you, but they're not gifts for you. I got you all them so that every time you use them, you're advertising for it for free. That's the whole reason. So just make sure to use this as much as possible. Please.
Yeah, that's fine. Hold on, Jim. Could you Yeah, there you go. Does that work? Right into it. So we'll do this on our podcast. Yeah. It'll give us both a little bit of attention.
Oh man.
No,
I
I'm very
like
excited.
y'all's.
Thanks so much.
Y'all's are awesome. The host and the other host.
Yeah.
It's
I
so
made
dumb.
those.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I made those. Guys, okay.
Oh, I thought you said I made those. I was so mad.
It's the gruff voice because I did hear I made those, but I can see how with his current
Okay.
voice it sounds like.
I understand. I apologize. No, I said Kai. Kai made these. I can't even pretend like I contributed anything other than the fact that I called myself the host and Kai the other host. Literally everything else was Kai. The design, the mug itself.
Right.
That's really it. Those are the two things. But that was a lot of things.
Kai dabbles in
didn't
mug
build it.
cobbling on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it. Yeah, no, this
He's
is
got a
this is
kiln
nuts.
in
I
back.
glazed it. Thank you. Worked very
What-
hard.
Gentlemen, now that we've received these gifts, it should be noted that we also have their addresses, so we can send them anything we want now.
There's gonna be some
Anthrax.
packages that I'm gonna need you to hold on to for a little while. I'll get them, but I'm gonna send them to you.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Don't
there's
open
your
them.
address.
Yeah.
Oh, and your phone number too. Well, Donnell, you will be getting a call from me in 5 minutes.
Well, yeah. So this is our 100th episode. Robert, did you?
Oh, I have to
foresee-
participate. It's like-
You're part of this, but did you foresee us getting to 100
Yeah,
episodes when we
yeah,
started this podcast?
Yeah. I mean, after the first few, for sure.
Yeah.
Once things started working,
We
because
kinda got into
you
a
started
rhythm.
because look, most podcasts die out like in probably like the first 6 months, and if they make it that far, they're probably going to keep going for a while.
Yeah. I don't know. I know before we started this podcast, we spent a lot of time like, oh, you guys should start a podcast. You guys should do a podcast. And we never really did. We just were like, yeah, that'd be great. And then we won it.
I think it was because Doom Patrol was coming back.
Yeah, Doom
and
Patrol
we were like, well, this
and
seems like a good
COVID.
time to start.
I think Doom Patrol and COVID really, because I don't know if I would have started one without COVID. So I guess there's a plus to COVID out there. I guess. But yeah, I don't know if I would have. But I'll be honest with you, I wasn't sure at first. I was like, yeah, we're doing this because we ain't got nothing to do on Saturday. Like you were saying yesterday, our Saturdays are eaten up with a podcast all the time. We used to have Saturdays free. The partner's like, I might want that back. I might want that back once COVID.
Hey, we can change to a different day of recording anytime. No, it's probably when we started spending money, like more money.
Yeah,
like buying additional equipment is really when it was like, okay, now we're
equipment.
locked in. Because that was the moment. It's like, are we gonna spend $500 on this thing? Like, is this gonna last or not? And it's like, if we're,
yeah. So Eric, you were our first guest. You were kind of, our I won't say inspiration, but definitely, I don't know.
You're my inspiration, baby.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Robert. First you touched my leg, now this?
Wait, did your podcast start before or after ours?
We started recording before. I think we started posting like May. It was really close.
Yeah.
But I don't think I wouldn't have told you like, oh my, I've got this really cool wrestling podcast project coming up. But yeah, we started posting roughly around the same time. But I think maybe slightly before.
Yeah. And you brought to us for your guest episode the great movie No Holds Barred.
Oh yeah.
Which
I'm trying to the rip 'em?
Yeah. Gotta get the rip 'em.
All right, there we go.
And, you gotta do that.
You brought the great movie. And so me and Robert were both very glad you brought it to us. And Robert, the Zeus to our Rip, that's from that Zeus is who Rip fights.
Yep, I got it.
Yeah, and so you brought that movie, and I think from there it was just kind of a thing where it's like, oh, we I don't know how, but we got this kind of confrontational element between our two.
I believe I started that with the Great Snake Debate.
Frenemies.
The Great Snake Debate.
Frenemy podcast.
I still want them to remake that movie in a modern setting with like MMA or something. I think there's a good story there.
Yeah.
It just was bad execution because some reason they wanted to give Hulk Hogan a drama scene.
And a sex scene. Don't forget about the sex scene.
Going to business meetings in a leotard.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Exactly.
man, that movie is a gem.
Mm-hmm.
But that's enough about Eric, because honestly, we talk about him too much. Because we've talked about him, actually, bringing it up, we've talked about Eric on your guys' podcast, Jim.
It's kind of an inside joke where we bring up the Hard Mark podcast on every other podcast we go on.
I don't know why. And
it just comes up naturally.
I don't hate it.
He comes on our podcast and does a huge ad, and then then we go on other people's podcasts. But Kai and Jim, you were our next guests, and honestly, just fantastic to work with you guys. I just felt very natural with you guys, and just the back and forth. But we had a lot of fun, and we had you guys on, and you did Red 2 with us. We took a feather from your guys' cap, decided to do a little sequel thing. So we watched Red beforehand and did that, just me and Robert. We had you guys on for Red 2, which stars Bruce Willis, Helen Mirren, and John Malkovich. That's why I said they aren't any of them in the intro there. I'm not sure if you caught that. Along with others, yes. But yeah, and so it was a lot of fun having you guys on there. And then Kai, luckily, I got to have you on as a guest host, and I had a great time with that.
For a day.
Yeah, I mean, not Robert. I feel like you put in more work than Robert does. I feel like
John L does all the work on the podcast.
I feel like
Kai does all the work on mine.
So we should get a split
also
off.
my podcast, not Kai's.
I think we need a split off podcast that is Jim and Robert.
Oh no, it would just be to be like, you doing anything? It's like, nope. And I'm like, yeah, me neither, buddy.
Not really.
I'm surprised we're having this conversation.
Jeez. For an hour and a half.
And then after that, we got to hang out with Zoe and his son. But Zoe, you joined us on our podcast with Extraction, which was a movie neither me or Robert had seen, but actually was quite good.
Yeah, excellent action movie.
It was Chris Hemsworth movie that we weren't privy to, but was very good, and it was a lot of fun having you on, and also once again, just like Kai and Jim there, very natural. Just felt like hanging out with a friend, even though it was our first time really getting together. And yeah, just was glad to have you on. Glad to have you back. Yeah, your movie, Extraction. I about to say the one thing that I remember very vividly from it is just I want to say nonsensical at some point. Just concept of this one guy basically. I mean, that's the point of an action movie, but one guy saving the whole circumstance. And sometimes he took some hits. He got hit by a car, but then got right back up. He got shot a few times, but he just kept going. I'm just like, and like I said, this isn't Chris Hemsworth as Thor. This is just him, just a soldier. But I'm just like, this guy got some superpowers? Because what's going on?
It was really like a 1990s action film made in the modern era, like just unlimited ammo in the gun.
Yeah, the gun that just never stopped firing. All right, you were about to divulge some knowledge on us, and Discord cut you off. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was just saying that there's going to be an Extraction too.
Yeah, I'm looking.
So you know about that.
We need to get you on for that.
Yeah,
when that comes out.
I mean, we get Zoe and Jim and Kai. Since it's a sequel, huh? We get it.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
But yeah, so those are kind of those were the movies we watched. All of you, of course. Also, we were on each of your podcasts. We did Jurassic. Or get the title correct. It is Lost World.
Yeah.
The Jurassic Park.
It's hard to get that right.
For Rotten Treasure, we did Demolition Man. We did Demolition Man.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Over at Backlook Cinema. And then for Eric, we didn't do a movie because Eric's the odd man out here and he likes wrestling.
We did wrestling.
Wait. Tenzu?
Tenru.
Tenru.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
Versus Hulk with Hulk Hogan versus
Tenru
the Road Warriors.
Versus the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
Yep. Robert got his not first taste, but his a little bit more wrestling than he's used to. And yeah, a lot of fun having you guys on. A lot of fun being on your guys' podcast. Definitely hoping we can all keep working together. Because it's always been a blast. I also, I think I could say this. I hope I could say this, but I know that we got a little cross work between Zoe and Rotten Treasure happening too. So nice to
both yourself and also Backlook Cinema have come on for The Incredibles.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be out soon, but super fun.
What the hell are you doing, Eric?
I'm so glad.
I'm on my island.
Incredibles 3 when it comes on, you can come talk about it.
Perfect.
I know he would love to do the Mighty Ducks.
Would I?
I feel like Eric would want to do the Mighty Ducks.
I haven't seen Mighty Ducks in a long time.
Well, that's the point.
Okay.
There's like 5 of them or something like that.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's Disney Channel
There
movies.
might be some more, but there's 3. Anything that came out after Mighty Ducks 3 doesn't deserve to exist if it's out there.
Well, that's kind of like Free Willy 5. I'm like, just let him the fuck go already. Stop catching that motherfucker.
I think the Mighty Ducks cartoon series is excellent.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah,
I like
what
the
about
cartoon series.
What about the show with Lorelai Gilmore?
What?
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's right.
I'm not just talking about Gilmore Girls, right? They're like hard cut Gilmore Girls. I have been watching Gilmore Girls. That's a great show, and everyone should really watch that. No, the Mighty Ducks show that came out like last year with Lorelai.
Yeah.
Sell me on the Gilmore
Oh
Girls.
yeah.
Sell me on the Gilmore Girls.
Who had that on their
'Cause I'm
bingo
not
sheet
sold.
here today?
I'm not sold on the Gilmore Girls.
Jim, you got 30 seconds on the clock. Sell Gilmore Girls. Go.
Oh, it's a great show. It's a very funny show that is very nostalgic for the early 2000s. It's from 2000 to like 2007. If you love the era of weird television, very fast paced with a lot of incredible references that you wouldn't expect. Very good, well written show. With also a lot of character development and a lot of character interaction that you don't really see from that era of television as much, since TiVo hadn't really been invented yet.
Oh, that's 30 seconds. That's your time.
Oh, that's actually only 5
I'm
seconds,
interested.
Jim.
I'm
If you could
interested.
keep
I'll give
doing-
it a. I'll watch the first
I
episode.
don't know. It sounds a little like 90210. I'm not feeling that 90210.
I'm gonna be real with you. You watch the first episode, it does not change from there. So if you don't like that episode, you're not gonna like the rest of the series.
I'm sitting here like, do they turn into? Is it revealed that they're robots at some point? Because that's really what I need in the Gilmore Girls. Is there's some sci-fi or mystical stuff going on under the surface?
They're
I
the
know
sex
I made
bots
zero-
from. They're the sex bots from this with Austin Powers.
I
The
know I
whole
made
time.
zero effort to describe the plot of.
So Gilmore Girls, because I know they came back and like did another season or two. Did you watch that? Is that of the same caliber as the original stuff?
Not yet, because I only ever watched it like after school when I was a kid, and so right now I'm going through the first time, like actually going through the whole series. So that once I'm done watching it this time, then I'll watch A Year in the Life.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll have to check back with you then and see how you rate it compared to the original.
If Jim's guilty pleasure show isn't the Gilmore Girls, what could it be?
I actually thought about making it Gilmore Girls. I was like, but I'm not guilty about watching this show.
That's, so
I have
you know,
guilt in the
our
other
premise
shows.
today, which we're not quite there yet, is that it's kind of like guilty pleasures or shows that people might not think that would look at us and go, that's not a show that he really loves, or you know, to that degree, or maybe you know, it's a little off. And like, yeah, the Gilmore Girls would have definitely been in there. I wouldn't have think that Jim was watching the Gilmore Girls.
Oh, right on par with Jim. It's a great show.
I think that's the problem with it is if you meet me, you're like, okay, yeah, this guy likes Gilmore Girls. It's okay. The other two,
but
it's not
no,
so much that you
definitely.
look at me and
Definitely my
Sorry, go
problem
ahead.
when I was making my selection is like, I don't feel guilty about any of this.
It-
People
it-
just
it's-
like what they like. So,
Yeah, guilty pleasure is just the term people use, but it's, like I said, it was always just what is when I come to you and you say, "Hey, I watched this," I'd be like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
Give pause, make you go, "Huh."
A certain level of profiling
funny.
involved. I understand.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's just all based around us judging each other.
Perfect.
Good. Very good.
it's funny because the way we chose the two shows we chose, where we were like, we both went. I don't feel guilty for watching it, but I do hate myself for watching it.
That counts. That
Yeah.
counts.
Yeah, and as when the guys were when I was on their show, I told them that no, you were on my show, guys from Rotten Treasure. So I told them that there wasn't much that I actually felt guilty about, but there were a lot of shows that I hate watched. Like I hated watching it, but I couldn't help myself. I had to. Like when you're growing up and cartoons go off and they stop, and the only other thing to watch is like Sesame Street or Mr. Rogers or Zoom or. Well, I quite like the Electric Company.
Good shows.
And I like that one. But like some of the other ones,
shocked.
or the worst one, the one I hate watched them like the one that I hate watching worse than Mr. Rogers was the painter guy. What's his name? Bob.
Bob
Ross.
Ross.
How could you
Oh,
hate watching
goodness.
Bob
Ah.
Ross?
Hearing the bristles against the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beating
Man,
the devil
he
out
made
of the
it-
brush.
Oh,
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah,
made it look
he had
so
to
easy.
whack
Made
in
it
that
tingles.
breast.
Yeah.
He made it
You
look
could sell
so
out
easy.
arenas right now.
Oh no!
I'm
And
gonna-
they brought there was a Twitch stream
Yeah.
that's just is nonstop Bob Ross, and it has such high viewership because this is everybody. It's
I
just,
watched that so much in college. That Twitch stream. I would be like stressed out because of finals, and I'd go, "All right, let's put on the Bob Ross stream."
yeah, you go on some Bob Ross, and you
Yeah.
just suddenly life isn't as bad as you thought it was. You're just like, you know what? Maybe everything's gonna be all right. I think
Yeah,
there's a
because
chance everything's gonna be all
They're
right.
not mistakes, they're happy accidents.
Mhm.
yeah.
Can I tell you my favorite part of every Bob Ross painting?
What's that?
It's when you look at it and you go, "It's perfect. How could he can't do anything more to it? How could there be?"
Oh,
Oh, we lost.
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
lost
we
Jim.
oh,
What a
Nope.
cliffhanger.
We lost.
I
We lost
know,
the
this-
suspense.
You know what my
No,
favorite
this
part
is
of every
very-
Bob Ross painting is? Fucking drops off. Legend.
It's Severance all over again.
My camera.
There's
dropped
another
out.
commercial.
Oh,
Oh,
we
there
can
we
hear.
go.
We can hear.
Jim has returned.
Yes. Sorry, my
I shall
camera
get
dropped
revenge
out.
for you, Jimmy. They won't get away with this.
Oh, I think this is gonna screw up some of our.
They killed my
scenes. Hold up, hold
father!
up. Wait, I gotta see.
Do we need to pause? Do we need to?
No. We're
go
going.
into full-
This is live. I just
So
wanna
so
see
here's if anybody's ever watched the Bob Ross documentary, what you were just about to say, like it couldn't get any better or anything, but he actually does like a better version of the painting before he does it for the show. Like,
Yes.
Oh, no
like
way.
he spends time and like really does the painting and like really seriously, and then like he redoes that painting on the show, it like speed painting.
Awesome.
So there's like
Yeah,
two
the
versions
first-
of every one.
Right. There's 3 versions of everyone. He does like multiple painting. He hasn't sold any of them. Did they tell you on the documentary that he used to be an Air Force drill sergeant?
Yeah.
Right.
And then he was basically like, after he got out, he's like, I never want to have to ever yell again. And I'm like, well,
Right.
Yeah.
pulled it off.
Yeah,
Like,
it worked out.
That's real.
All the scenes are messed up. Everybody's moved because of
I'm
that.
so sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's this janky setup. But I'm like, hey, let's look at just Zoe. And just Zoe is now just a red screen. And then if I go to Jim and Kai, we have Kai hanging out with himself
Yep.
over and over and over.
What up? It's me. Oh, I love this. Hey, Kai, what do you think? I think I'm amazing. Oh, I love it. This is great.
His own best friend.
You're so smart.
The
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever seen.
All right, I think we're gonna take a quick pause because I do need to sort this out for a second.
We've done
Humor. It's very difficult to laugh at. So
it's stuff I'd listen to at like 2 a.m. if I was really stoned with him. You know, I'd be like, "This is good. You should definitely be a comedian." You know.
but it's very funny when you listen to it at home.
All right.
Yeah.
The
Well,
CD sales is what sold them.
you guys don't know it, but we're back. We're
cool.
recording
What's
again.
up?
I thought some Mitch Hedberg talk would be good for the episode, so I went ahead and started us off. But yeah, we're back. And as we already alluded to, we do have a point to this episode or a theme, and that is guilty pleasures. Essentially, just as I already stated, just the shows that you wouldn't expect people to, or people wouldn't expect you to be a fan of. And so we got everybody here just to jump on the mic. We have no pre-planned structure, so I wanted to ask: is there anybody out there who wanted to go first?
All right. I've been planning,
no.
I've been planning this for a minute.
Zoe's
I've
stepping
been planning
up.
this. I'm going to sing mine if you don't mind.
You're gonna
Oh.
sing your
Oh,
No, we
yes,
do
please.
not
I'm
mind.
going to sing mine.
Wow. Okay, man. This is a treat.
All
I
right.
was not expecting
Because
this.
this is the only one that I've been practicing this. This is the only one that I can truly say that I wouldn't actually want anyone to know that I watched. Like, and I love watching the show. I didn't understand the plot or what was really going on. It had some superhero elements that I really enjoyed. So, and that was the main reason I watched it. But this is it. If I'm going to embarrass myself, I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to fully expose myself.
Zoe's dedicated.
So
Yes.
it's a sweet little ditty, and it goes something like this. Jam is excitement. Ooh, jam is adventure.
Yeah.
Ooh, glamour and glitter, fashion and fame. Jam is truly outrageous. Truly outrageous. Whoa, truly outrageous, contagious. Jam is my name, no one else is the same. Jim is my name, but we're the misfits. Our songs are better. We are the misfits, and we're gonna get her. Jam, the music's outrageous, contagious. Jam is my name, no one else is the
Settling
same.
for 7
Jam
minutes.
is my
somehow.
name. Jam.
Yes.
Yes.
That was
Oh
This
yes,
is a show about me.
yes.
I said Jam is my
Oh
name.
my God.
So,
Oh man,
I love it.
that
I
was
watched Jam.
that was
Thank you.
fantastic.
That was
That is
truly
awesome.
outrageous.
That was great. I was
I'm gonna
I
stand.
was not
Yeah, that's
I was
stand-worthy.
not expecting that at all.
Gem and the Holograms is a boss show.
Yeah, it was really
No
good.
idea what that was.
Oh, you never seen that?
What are we? I had no idea what that's from, and what is it?
Oh, let me
This may have
explain.
been a fever dream. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
and
if
I'm gonna
any of
give
this
you-
is real.
I'm going to give you the whole history. So, there was a doll called Barbie, right? And Barbie was queen. She was
Heard of
queen
it.
of dolls. Couldn't top her. You couldn't top her. When you come for the queen, you best not miss.
Right.
And there was a company that came for the queen, and they didn't know the queen played dirty. So I forgot which company that made it, but the company had made, and I think it was Hasbro. Yeah, it's Hasbro.
It's always Hasbro.
made right. So Hasbro made Gem because they was hot off with the GI Joe and the Transformers. They wanted to have something for the ladies, so they made Gem and the holograms. And it's based on it was like a regular chick, and she was a singer. She had a band, and then but she had a supercomputer too, and I guess her father was a spy. I can't remember the backstory. I don't remember. All I know is that the supercomputer turned her into a superhero using a hologram, and that's why the name of the group was Jim and the Hologram. So while she was a normal person, she would get into trouble, and then she would have her computer change her to Jim, and as Jim, she would go out and solve mysteries. And that was the toy line. So the Jim came out first. The Jim dolls came out first, but obviously Mattel couldn't have that. So what Mattel did is that they created Barbie and the Rockers, and as a direct competitor to Jim, and they marketed it in such a way to make Jim look like it came out second. So obviously, all the girls wanted Barbie and the Rockers. I knew that Jim was better. I personally, it's like Barbie and the Rockers is absolute trash. Barbie is just riding their coattails, but because it was Barbie, it didn't matter. Barbie came in and basically squashed the competition, and so there was no more Jim. I think there was maybe only one season of Jim, and Jim and a hologram. Well, the show was called Jim. Jim was it was a Marvel Sun Ghost, something like that. Anyway, it's one of those early productions, the same production that did the Transformers, G.I. Joe, Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, Care Bears, My Little Pony. They did all of that. And
Oh damn.
yeah, that was back when that production company was king. And so they did Jim and the Hologram. So it didn't work out as well as they could, but I did love watching that show. The opening sequence is like high quality animation. And so they got me with the opening sequence, and I stayed for the story. And so that's my shame, my curse. Now you all know I'm fully exposed.
Was Jim
I don't know
around
what
the
to
Can you
same?
pull up a picture of Gem and the Hologram?
Yeah.
Let me get that up here.
In my mind, because Jim was around when I was like a really little kid. Was Jim kind of the same era as like He-Man?
Yeah, maybe a little later.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Very
He-Man,
much
She-Ra,
80s
the Transformers.
cartoon.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Maybe a little before Kai and Jim's.
What a looker.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, this is what we're
Yeah,
working with here, folks.
This is like some
Ooh,
anime
She-Ra.
stuff
Here we
right
go.
here.
That's
Got
a
a
good
shape
one.
to
I
her.
like this one. This is the one. We're going with.
Look easy, Dono.
Hold
Wait,
on.
is that old She-Ra?
Oh no,
Or like original She-Ra?
never mind. Page taking too long to load. We're going back.
But if you can
High-end
video-
servers running the gem photos. Like-
Let's go to
if
this
they can't
Angel
even
Fire
show
site and find all these gem pics.
if they can't even show the photo, then they probably won't be able to play the video.
Oh, okay. How we
Show
end up
it.
on
Oh, you
Facebook?
can't-
looks great.
Oh, hey, look, they have it. Hey,
Let
there's a Facebook page for Jim and the
Yeah.
holograms. Let's see. It
Yes, I need
says
to buy Gems GeoCities.
so. It says there are 155,160 people following this. And my question for you, Zoe, is: are you one of these people?
No,
Yeah.
I try not to be on Facebook for too long. I just do it
There
for
we go,
promotional
there we
That's
go.
a good.
purposes.
That's a good way to handle
Oh
it.
my
God. Guys, if you guys want to watch Gem, it's all on Tubi.
Ooh,
Tubi.
Tubi.
We're past Tubi.
We are.
We are.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
but
Oh.
we are going to take a quick break for a Tubi ad. No, I'm just playing.
No, we moved
thought you were
on.
gonna switch to
There's a
Crackle.
better site than Tubi out there.
Oh no.
That we're not
Paramount
saying
Plus.
out
Yeah.
loud.
But if you do want to know what this site is, you can subscribe to our freaking Patreon.
Yeah, $1 level. $1 level. We will tell you
get that
our
info.
super secret website where you can watch anything ever for free.
All right.
Swear
So,
to God, it better
so,
not be Crackle.
It's Crackle.
So Zoe, I mean, you gave us. I mean, one is thank you so much for that rendition of the opening theme song. That was fantastic. Did
Amazing.
not see that coming. And the fact that you said you practiced it, like you put in some work for this.
Yeah, I put in some work because
I'm the kid in the
theme
back
song didn't
going
go
like, I
as
just
thought
saw
it did.
Zoe's presentation. I'm like, I don't think I understood the homework.
Oh yeah, no, I'm like, I just saw Zoe's presentation. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, I don't have anything to compare to that. If we're grading on a curve,
Yeah,
we're all
you're
getting
fucking up
Fs.
the curve, man.
Yeah, the thing about the song is that it is extraordinarily simple. It's easy to mix up the words, but it's very simple. It's just Jim, truly outrageous. The music is great. That's basically the whole. And the song is extremely short. Like it's way less complicated than I thought it was. A better song would be like Josie and the Pussycat, which I am not at all ashamed that I watched. I'm glad I watched. It's one of my favorite cartoons.
So,
And
well-
its theme song is one of the most complicated songs that you hear on like a Saturday morning cartoon.
It's the rush of children's cartoon things.
Yeah.
So you brought up Josie and the Pussycats, and I was like, yeah, Josie and the Pussycats is in the same vein as what I'll call the Scooby-Doo, like,
Yeah.
copy clones. Because there's Josie and the Pussycats, and then, like, I watched a ton of Jabberjaw, which I don't know if you guys know, but it was for
love
no
Jabberjaw.
explainable reason. It was a group of teens, as you always have a group of teens, and a shark for some reason that could be above water and could walk around. But
He talks like Curly. Don't forget he talks like Curly.
he talked like Curly from the Three
Right.
Stooges.
Yeah, do you guys remember the ska song about him?
Wait,
That
what?
they used to play on. Yeah,
No,
there
why
was a
don't you
ska
sing it
song
for us?
about them.
Yeah, Jim.
Oh yeah, let me get my voice out for you.
Everybody's singing by the end of this episode.
Dude, if we just thought here, like, can we do DuckTales? Or no,
mean-
DuckTales?
Oh,
Yeah, DuckTales. Ooh.
Let me
There's a something
Everybody,
behind-
everyone is DuckTales.
I feel like if we
Ooh.
get started, I could do the whole thing.
I can do the bass for that. Bum 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 bum.
There's a danger close behind you.
Is that what we're doing? Is
What the fuck's happening?
are we starting a singing group?
I want to hear the
Ooh.
goddamn Jabberjaw
Are we gonna
song.
solve mysteries while we do it?
This is a new hot band right here. Nothing like Zoe, Jim, freaking Kai, now Eric,
I'm
and
here for it.
Robert. Oh, everyabber's gonna be
I wanna-
fawning over us.
Everybody knows the
I'm gonna be a
DuckTales song.
roadie.
I want to
I'm
hear
gonna do-
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw. It was a ska song released by a very good band called Pain, and
Okay, hold up.
they got hired to do it for these thing called Cartoon Groovies, which in like 2009, Cartoon Network would like
snap. Oh snap. All right.
Cartoon Network would play these like little like 2-minute clips of like music videos, and they were legitimately really good songs. There was like They Might Be Giants was in there a couple of
Oh
times.
hell yeah!
And the Jabberjaw song was like,
All right. So this episode is officially not making any money, which we're okay with. But
Oh, you're gonna try to play it?
I got this Jabberjaw because you said it was by Pain. So I got this Jabberjaw. So I like that real quick before we even get out of this. I like that I brought up Jabberjaw off of his gym conversation, but we're doing this now. So
Not committed.
here we go. It's called Jabberjaw Running Underwater. We're gonna get a little bit of this. Hang on. Okay, sorry. It's
There's gonna be a
taking
commercial.
Brought to you by Imagine Dragon.
Me and my friends get no respect. What does Scooby do that we neglect? We be
Scooby-Doo.
putting
Oh.
our bros in check, but
So
me
insane.
and my friends get no respect. So what? Who cares? We're doing it how we like. I'm singing into my mic, a special underwater mic. Who's gonna save the world? Who's gonna save the days? Will they have crackers feeling eerie?
I like the video. It's like the video.
Talk like Curly, and Curly isn't here. Who's gonna chase down villains and then turn around and run in fear? You know who I'm talking about.
I have no idea what this show is.
Classic morning
this is
All right, there we go.
That's pretty sweet.
That's some
I need a
Jabberjaw.
live action version.
Jabberjaw by Payne there for you. And if Payne is out there and they want to copyright strike this podcast, go for it, because I'm pretty sure there's only 15 people who might hear it anyway.
Or if Payne wants to do the new Watchin It theme song.
Ooh, yeah. If you
there
want to
we
hook
go.
up. I mean, I don't even know who Payne is, so they might be smaller than our podcast. Who knows?
They've
think
sold
the
500
group-
million albums in Sweden.
I think the group that beats Jabberjaw as far as the Scooby-Doo clone, it would be the Godzilla crew.
Oh,
when
yeah.
Hanna-Barbera
With
made Godzilla.
Godzuki.
You got to have
Yeah,
Godzuki.
with Godzuki.
Oh, I watched the
They-
crap out of that cartoon.
Right,
You kidding
and
me?
they also had a theme song. I watched the cartoon. I got the coloring book. I was all about it.
I was personally a Magilla Gorilla guy myself.
It was good. Underrated.
This is just nonsense words
hold
you're
up.
saying to
Because
me at
there was,
this
there was
point.
Josie and the Pussycats. There was Jabberjaw. I'm just trying to think of what other Scooby-Doo clones were there, because there were more. There was more than just those
Speed buggy.
speed. Oh yeah, with the car that could talk for whatever reason.
Right, and he made motor sounds. He made motor sounds with his mouth as he
Yeah,
talked.
I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember that. Yeah. That's some good stuff. Oh man, they just were like, hey, how can we get 5 teens and a random thing? It doesn't have to be an animal. It could be a car or anything to solve mysteries. That makes sense.
Well, to be fair, that's what Hanna-Barbera's whole shtick was. They were trying to make a new episode of a cartoon every single week, so they had to pump out just like what's the first idea you got? It's Scooby-Doo, but instead of a dog, it's a dune buggy.
Well, earlier than that, they were all about the family shows. So they had the Flintstones and the Jetsons,
Yeah.
and the Honeymooners
Flintstones
wanted
is
to
like-
sue they wanted to sue Hanna-Barbera.
I heard
because it was
about
a
that.
clone
Yeah.
And they
of the
should've.
Honeymooners.
Oh man, the Flintstones was so batshit.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like, oh, what are we gonna
Oh.
do? We're gonna create a show about caveman times, but they need all the modern conveniences, and it'll just be like animals being tortured.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is
It's a
diving,
living.
but I'm gonna
Yeah.
say diving into the Flintstones gets you into a weird world of like of slavery and stuff. Because like one thing is like Dino in the first season, he could talk. He walked on his hind legs. He was kind of like their butler, and he was like very distinguished. Had a very distinguished. And then later episodes, that's Dingo all of a sudden, or Dino. And I was like, what happened? It's like, oh, they were like, no, we ain't having none of that talking shit. Like, no, all fours. Don't you dare refer to me by my real name.
I gotta find that because I've never seen that
and,
before.
and then for some reason
To
they're
be
like,
fair,
oh,
the further you go on in the show, the weirder it gets.
Yeah.
Because once they start to introduce the Great Gazoo, it's
Yeah.
all
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're like,
It's
we need a
wash.
space alien that's somehow like enslaved by this guy from the future. Like, ridiculous.
You guys are like
I
30
honestly
episodes away
don't
from your
know.
own Great Gazoo, I feel.
It's
I think
you,
it's all
baby.
worth
It's
it.
you.
It's me! I'm the Great Gazoo! Hello, dum-dum.
You make all my wishes come true, Eric.
That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh man.
I know.
All right.
Was he not in the movie too? Like that character was in the John Goodman one too.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Was it? Maybe he was.
Was he in the
There were
second
two-
one only?
Hold up.
Yeah, there were two.
Hold up. Let's find out.
Viva Rock Vegas.
Oh, where's our Jetson live action movie?
Ooh.
Why
Yeah,
that
that
is
was
primed
never
and
that.
ready.
Yeah.
For that.
Oh man, wow, that
Who's okay, Robert? You
Rosie
came in hot with the
O'Donnell
idea. Who's gonna be?
was
Who's George?
Betty Rebel
Who are you
originally.
gonna cast for George?
She was a good Betty.
George.
Who's George?
Man, boy, they just don't make people. The people aren't born that look like that.
They
Like,
don't make
no,
good
the
George
guy-
Jetson.
Hang on. I got someone.
Ooh.
The guy who plays, I think Riff in the West Side Story.
I don't know that, but I do.
in the new West
I
Side
do know
Yes.
please.
Yes.
I do-
Yes. Yes.
I do know
Hold
the
up,
guy that.
hold up. So we're talking about the
The
new
guy that
West
played-
Side Story.
The new West Side Story.
West
The leader
Side.
of the.
We're gonna get a photo of
Jets.
this guy. We're not just going to talk about it. We're gonna get a photo of this guy.
I'm
So who are we
thinking about-
talking about?
I'm
What's his
thinking
name?
about the guy who.
Riff. You guys said?
I like the idea of your podcast.
I feel
be
like
all
maybe he's
looking at
too
the phones,
young.
looking stuff up.
I feel like maybe
no.
he's too young. I know you get like.
I'm thinking about
Amy
Ryan Reynolds.
Adams is gonna play his wife, Jane.
I'm gonna put it this way: he's 30, and I imagine that George Jetson, the original show, was also 30. considering it was
you
a
just
show
lived that
came out
hard
in
life.
1960. And when you were 30 in 1960, you had a house, 2 teenage children, a mortgage, which is also a house.
And a room.
All right. So this
And
is
a-
our George
and a-
Jetson.
Wait, is
Plus.
that him?
This is our
Oh.
George Jetson. This is what everybody
Hang on,
agrees.
there's got to be a better picture.
That.
What a choice.
I mean, that's what I got on Wikipedia. I'm sorry.
I mean, I could see it.
I don't know. I'm not married to this
I don't know.
idea.
He looks more like
well, then
Judy
offer
Jetson.
a fucking
No,
suggestion.
no, I'm not married to the idea I'm going to propose. Or this idea. I'm not married to any idea. Benedict Cumberbatch.
I can see it.
He's kind of old.
I can see
He's
it.
kind of old though.
I mean,
You know, some
George.
salt and
I
pepper.
mean, while you guys are saying I always saw George as like a 40-year-old dude. I mean, he has 2 kids.
Yeah, I was gonna
Judy,
say.
Yeah.
Judy is pretty much. She seems like she's like
Yeah.
maybe a senior in high school. So George got to be up.
No,
there a
no.
little
The
bit.
real question is who
No.
voices the maid?
You make Pete Holmes do it.
Who voices the
Pete
maid?
Pete
Rosie
Holmes.
O'Donnell.
Pete
Holmes would be
Holmes.
good.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell.
O'Donnell. Yeah.
Let's give her a ring and see what she's up to.
They got Elroy.
Oh man.
What was the boss's name?
Mr. Spacely.
Mr.
Yeah, Mr.
Spacely.
Of
Yeah.
Spacely
Space
Sprockets.
Danny
Sprockets,
DeVito.
Yeah, it has to be Danny DeVito.
Yes,
There's no other option.
Done.
So we got to get on
he
this
is
then, because he's not getting any fucking younger.
Yes. These 3 podcasts must get together, or 4 podcasts must get together and put out this Jetson movie.
I bet we could write a Boss live action Jetsons
All right,
script,
we're-
and if
we're-
we took that to a studio and said live action Jetsons, they would just be like, yeah.
All right, that's a pivot, guy. This is no longer the 100th episode. We are now a screenwriting group. Let's go. What do you
Or
got
let's
for me?
workshop this bitch.
Who is playing Elroy? Who's playing Judy? What's the conflict? Let's go. What you got,
No bad
Jim?
ideas, people. No bad ideas.
All right. Who wants to go next? Let's see if we can get that much material.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Jim and I can go because we decided to band together and we picked 2 that we both feel mutually about.
Not allowed. Not
No,
allowed.
you
Nope,
did
you're out.
misunderstood the assignment.
Yeah, you totally,
Oh,
you totally
We
screwed
can do
this
whatever
up.
we want.
No.
We
You put them on the same
we can do
screen,
whatever we
Donnell.
All right.
So, Jim, do you want to give our first one away?
Is it mine? The Love is Blind?
Yeah, it's Love is Blind.
Yeah.
That's a good show.
Oh my God,
Um,
is that the one? Is that the reality TV show where they put them in the cages and they can talk to each other but can't see each
No,
other?
It's not cages, but yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they put them in cages.
They don't imprison people, but yeah, it is essentially that.
I will before you guys have it, I will admit I started watching this show when it first came out.
Yeah.
I made it about 5 episodes in before I was like, what the hell am I doing?
No, you watch
what you're
5
doing is the right
episodes?
thing.
Because the first 5 episodes came out one night, and then the next 5 episodes came out 2 weeks later. That's why you watch
You had
the
to wait.
5 episodes.
Yeah. Come on, you're missing out on like Nick Lachey getting a comeback. Like this is a big deal for him. Like, bro.
Nick Lachey as the worst host I've ever seen in a television show.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Whenever
It's
he
absolutely terrible.
on the reunion, he gets very personal with them for no reason, for no reason at all. He's like, "Fuck you," and they're like, "You're the host, man. You're supposed to just calm everyone down."
I mean, for the new one though, to be fair, season 2, Shake was a douche.
Jake was a big douche.
He's just a douchebag. I'll say it right here on this podcast. If you're listening to this, you're watching this, stop listening to all of our podcasts. All of them. I'm sorry, guys. That guy's an asshole. You
No
don't want him as a
hard
listener.
mark,
Yeah.
no Ryan Treasure, no backlook cinema, no watching it, no talking it, and
Get
no
outta here.
hard watching. None of
Yeah.
it. None of these podcasts are
Yes, sir.
allowed.
Yeah, we don't want you shake.
Your name is Shake. Shut up.
Yeah, you got a dumb name.
So-
You're an
so-
idiot.
Give me a little, because I watched of the first season. I watched about 5, because it is. I mean, I hate to say it. It is interesting because you just think yeah, what if you can't see the other person? What if can these people truly fall in love? So I will admit, I was caught. I was caught by the hook of the show. I couldn't stick with it, but kind of just give me a rundown of how everything plays out. Because I know, like I said, I know originally you're in a room talking to another room, but you can't see anybody. But just give me a rundown of this show.
Jim, you want to go a mile a minute, or do you want to give it more concise than that?
Yeah, could you do it? Because all I'm gonna do is describe why I like it and not any of the plot at all.
Which I definitely want to hear
Cool.
because
Oh,
I'm
great.
not understanding
Yeah.
the
So-
draw of any of this.
Yeah. So I mean, you're dealing with just people getting mixed matched and little scenarios talking to each other. Eventually, they all have to propose to each other to keep staying on the show. So people are like, I want to stay on the show, so I'll propose to somebody.
Which we are
Some of the
certain
people-
happened in the second season, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. Those people just wanted. Wait, hold on. What's their
Jaina.
names?
Jaina and what's his face? Kyle. Shayna
Yes,
and Kyle
yeah.
100% got engaged
Yeah.
so that they could stay
He's
on
like,
the
I'm
show.
an atheist. I'm super religious, and I won't, ever give it up. So that's my thing. That's your thing. And they're just like, yeah, I don't care. And I'm just gonna get together anyways. 'Cause I wanna stay on the show.
And then, ironically, Shake goes, "You just did that to stay on the show," and they were like, "How dare you? How dare you, Shake?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, I mean, he was right there, but also, I don't want to be associated with that guy, so fuck that guy.
Shake was terrible. I'm gonna get like a really divergent. The reason why is because he asked in one way or another every other woman on the show if he could like how fat they were. That's all he wanted to know. Like literally, that's all he
my
wanted to know.
gosh.
How big they were. He asked if like could
Not
you sit on my
subtly.
shoulders. You know, if could you sit on my shoulders at a concert? And he's and like someone answers, oh, like you'd like to do that? Yeah. Like, would I have a hard time doing it? Like he was such a doink.
Would my legs give out if I did this? If we were in a boat together, would the boat sink?
Yeah. All right. The rest of it is pretty much. Yeah, they do actually end up putting like tests and like live together for like what?
6 weeks,
bit, right?
I think.
Sure. And like I want to say, I looked this up. There's two sets of couples from each season that are still married today.
Really?
So it did work for some of them. The most cringy moment that I watched recently, because I was looking into cringe moments, was season 1. There's an interracial couple, and like it's that's the like they lean into it on one episode like super hard because it's like I'm the white boyfriend and I'm gonna rap to impress
No,
her mom.
no, dear
the
God,
worst.
no.
It's the
Yes.
best thing ever.
This is the thing is this case study on human beings that are just like out here existing. It's nuts. These are real people. This is like Discovery Channel, but for like the modern day, just like I don't know, you're beautiful, go on TV. Like I don't know what we're doing.
They all also are bizarrely one-dimensional. Like they're real people, and somehow they edited it in a way that they're all completely one-dimensional.
There's
one
one
guy who's
thing about each
bisexual.
person.
Dude, what's it like to be the
Okay.
editor on a reality TV show?
Oof.
Oh my god.
Like the
terrible.
stuff they must have seen. Like the
Ugh.
just pile of psycho they just get dumped on them and see like make something entertaining out of this.
Just
He's like
sifting through it.
all of it. Like-
My favorite moment from season 2 is when they're in the pod. Inevitably, what happens is it starts out with like 40 people, and then it narrows down to like 10 people. So
Right,
you
right.
don't get to know 30 people, but they do show little glimpses of them. And my favorite guy is they show literally one clip of him, and it's just like another guy going, "So you're like 35 years old and you've never had sex before, and you're a virgin?" And he's like, "Yup." And we never see that guy. They edit that man as a virgin, and that was it.
As you're describing this, so I watched this show within the past like couple months or so with my wife, and I remember there was one guy who just seemed to be like the emotional crutch for all the other guys. Was he actually this was in season 1. Was he actually one of the contestants dating, or was he just there solely to be the guy to bounce ideas off of? I still don't have any idea.
Here's
I'm
the
trying to think of who
problem.
you're talking about.
There's 2 couples each season who get engaged, and then they're not on the show. Like, they don't make it on the show.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So I remember, like I said, I've only watched the first season. I remember that one of the couples that I think made it pretty far, it was a girl who was like, I don't know, like maybe like 5'10", and like the guy was like short. The guy was short, and they made like this big deal about like, oh my gosh, he's so short,
Yep.
he's so tiny, and I'm like, if
Oh,
that's all
Or
it takes,
it's Jessica and Mark.
yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if that's all it
It's Jessica
takes,
and Mark.
if that's all it takes to ruin your race,
Oh.
like, he's so short. I was just like,
No. She's 34 and he's 24.
oh
That was
yeah,
their
yeah.
big thing. She could not deal with the fact that he was 10 years, and he was like, I would get married. Yeah, that seems cool. And she's like, no, I could never marry a man 10 years younger than me. You're not ready to get married. He's like, I think I am. And it was really just to hide the fact that she was in love with Barnett.
This dude ain't
She
even
really liked
short.
him.
Like
She
they're the
just wanted
same height.
Barnett, Yeah.
So-
Rory, the guy was named Rory. I just looked him up.
Yeah, I
if you
remember
literally
that.
look up "Love Is Blind" guy who
Rory.
gives advice, like it's one of the things that actually comes up as a Google suggestion. It was Rory.
I do remember
I
that.
did season 1 Rory, and I got back to Gilmore Girls. So we are.
Yeah, it's
circling
all
around here,
connected.
guys.
It's all connected.
How long before we get back to freaking what's it, Supernatural, Robert? How long
Yeah.
before we're in
Only a matter of
Supernatural?
time.
So you talking about this
Oh,
show?
Rory's one of the people who didn't make it on the show.
Oh,
He got engaged and didn't make
Oh,
it.
Rory. Yeah.
Everybody knows Rory now.
yeah.
Look at that! Look at that
Rory.
jawline.
Oh,
Oh my God,
oh,
Rory!
he
That
sounds
jawline.
like a bro,
How did
though.
you
Do
end
I
your
need
jaw
to
and
pull
not
up
make
a
it on there?
picture?
He's very emotional.
Yeah, no.
Rory. Hold up. Let me get. I mean, we got to see this jawline. Rory.
Respect the jawline.
Love it. Oh, there, man. I type in Rory
He's-
and L, and it's like, you mean Rory of Love Is Blind?
If you Googled nice guy on campus, it would be a picture of this guy. Like it just looks terrible. Like
All right,
that's
here
he looks like a college pamphlet.
He's coming in right now. There he is.
That's
There
our
he is.
guy.
That's the top left. That looks like a college pamphlet. It's
Yeah.
killing me.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
wow. That is the most
Yeah.
generic looking dude. You can
Right.
just college pamphlet intro.
Right, but it's like freshman year, even though he's like 35. Like,
Let me rap with you for a minute.
Oh
He,
man.
right.
he kind of looks like he raped several girls in college.
Thank you, Robert.
But
Thank you, Robert.
his dad's got some connections, and he got away with it.
This is the part of the episode that
I
Leo's going to have to
don't-
cut out later.
I think it's called libel, is what that is.
Now he didn't say he actually did it. He just said he looked like.
Yeah,
would like to
exactly.
take
Thank you,
Exactly.
though. Thank you, though,
Our
for
lawyer.
clearing that up.
All lawyers, though.
That doesn't help. Let me take us out of this hole and say that my favorite guy, though. My favorite person from season 2 is Shane, the man who
He's
looks
nuts.
like
Gary
he looks
Busey.
like his mouth is photoshopped on upside down. You got look up a picture of Shane from season 2.
First photo.
Yeah,
like,
no,
what
he
the-
paid a lot of
Okay,
money.
here
to
he's
get that
coming.
one.
God.
He's coming.
Yeah.
Oh God.
If
Yeah.
there was a
This
guy
poor
who did
guy.
cocaine inside
This
Gary
poor
Busey's
guy.
body, it would be this guy. Like, I don't know what it is. He's
Oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah. Also,
Being
He
so
walked.
mean.
He walked into the studio, and the casting director was like, "Yes."
and then he starts talking, and he's the craziest man alive. He is. It turns out allegedly. This is how you do this, people. Allegedly, he was on a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, he looked like he was on a lot of cocaine.
Yeah.
I said, "Looks like."
Yeah.
That checks out.
One of the best moments.
I'm not saying he
when-
is.
Oh god.
He's
One of the
acting
best
like a man on
moments
cocaine.
One of the best
Oh my
moments
God.
is the night before the wedding. They do the bachelor parties and the bachelorette parties, and Shane is talking about how he's the biggest baseball player. He loves to play baseball. It's a big deal, and they take him to Wrigley Stadium to hit like home runs. They like pitch them like soft, like easy pitches so they could hit a home run, and then everybody's hitting them. There's one guy who was like, "I've never touched a baseball bat in my life, and I still hit a home run. It was wild." Shane gets up there.
Best day of his life.
He whiffs all 5 of them. From 5 easy pitches.
He's the
doesn't
only
hit a
one who didn't
single
get it.
one.
He's
And
the
then
only one
he-
who didn't get it.
Tell me he just gets
And then he
angry
gets-
and angrier every time.
He gets furious, and he cuts to a confessional, and he's like, "What the fuck? I'm the best baseball player who's ever lived. I don't know how this fucking happened to me. This is the worst fucking thing that's ever happened." And then you're like, "Whoa, that's crazy." The next day, they show up at the wedding, and Natalie comes and goes, "We got into a huge fight, and we're not going to go through with the wedding." And then,
Yeah.
that man broke up a marriage because he couldn't hit a baseball.
He broke up a
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah, that
because
sounds-
he can't regulate his emotions. Is what his problem is. Yeah.
That looks like a super red flag, like a flaming red flag.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No, he's a giant man baby. The thing is that if you're not encouraged to at any point in your life to grow up, some people won't.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
a man you need to yell at to stop being
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
He also should have ended up with a girl whose name was Shayna, so they could be Shane and Shayna,
Yeah.
who was just as batshit as he was. She looked like this, by the way. Very funny. Looks at everything.
French Stewart?
Looks
Yes,
at everything.
that's
French
got
Stewart.
100% French to it.
I made a meme that went that I put on the Love Is Blind subreddit that got pretty popular. What was I about to say?
It was about Shayna, Love Is Blind, and
One
the
of
way
my-
that she had the squinty eyes.
One of
And
my
Reddit
favorite
for some
parts
reason.
is
She looked mad. She looked mad all the time.
they're still in the pods together, and she like they have like couches and everything set up so they can be comfortable while talking to each other, and for the most part people sit on the couches or like they lay down on the couches. Not Shane. Shane paces around the room furiously, breathing heavily into his microphone. Yeah, that's her.
I feel like
she looks like
I
she's
feel like she's being a
squinting.
little racist here.
Yeah, the whole
Like,
time she's squinting.
this doesn't seem okay.
I did say, well, it's because you heard me say squinty eyes, and it came off really bad.
They're not as squinty eyed.
She just looks. She just woke up all the time. Is what's going on. Like, she's just like, where am I? Why am I here? And we're like, we don't know why you're here either. You shouldn't be on the show.
I love when she's like, he like sits down. He sits down on the floor and like takes his shoes off and starts picking at his toes with like a golf club. It was very weird. And then he's like, "Hey, Shayna, what are you wearing?" She's like, flannel and some sweats. And he goes, "Oh my God, that's so hot." It's so weird.
It's basically, yeah, it's just
I
a
ain't
show
gonna lie,
about
flannel
human
and
beings and how
sweats is
terrible
pretty
we are.
hot.
Literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
I just sent you
If
the,
all women would just like walk around in pajamas all the time, I'd be like, yeah. I'm down. You don't need no fancy evening gowns for me.
All
I
right.
just sent you the meme that I made,
All
by
right.
the way.
We're gonna pause on the Kai and Jim because that was
We'll come back to
fantastic.
it.
That was fantastic. Woo, that was great. But let's you know, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna jump in.
All right.
Donnell's jumping in. I'm gonna do my show. And so my show is a show that came out in. I should have this. It's like, hey, it's my podcast. Shouldn't I be ready for it? But no, I'm not ready for it. So it was a show that came out in 2010. And I got heavily invested into this show. I was like a diehard of this show. And it's a show called Parenthood.
Parenthood.
It is your
Yeah.
it is your like generic family drama. You know, one of the big stories was that the daughter, all white family, because of course it's all white family, it's America, all white family. But one of the big storylines was that one of the daughters got pregnant by her black boyfriend underage, and I was like, oh my gosh, how are they going to handle this? And by the way, the black boyfriend, this was a pre-stardom Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, this was before he
By the
hit
way,
big.
Oh.
You know who is the mother in that show?
Yes, I do.
It's Lorelai Gilmore.
Yep. Well,
Oh.
she's one of them. She's one of because
Yeah.
it's a big family because of course it's America. It's a big family. So it was the Braverman family, and it's just basically telling you that just the day-to-day struggles of being a all white, very successful family in America.
Yeah.
Thank you for
'cause-
speaking on that, Donnell. That's what America needs to hear right
No,
now.
it
We're
was
hurting.
it was
The
it was
struggle of the upper middle
the
class.
struggle of not even upper. They were definitely above upper middle class. They were. I mean, okay, actually, no. The main family was, and you know, as we're losing it again.
Uh-oh.
Here we go
Well,
again.
We're back.
Yeah, we're back. We had an interruption. This is going to be a thing. This is a thing for this episode, folks. We
Hold on,
have-
you were
we went
praising
quite
white
some time
people. I
without
think
any
that's what you were
technical
saying.
I know.
difficulties.
I thought we were in the clear. I was like, hell yeah, we're just smooth selling. But no.
Are we pausing or are we rolling live?
No, we're rolling live. We're back
right,
in it
all right.
already.
Big
Robert.
Parenthood didn't want you to say what you were going to say.
So is Parenthood the show based on Parenthood the movie?
Not as far as I know. There is a movie. I see Eric's confused look, and he's like, but no, not as far as I know. So
Yes,
on
it
the
is.
Wikipedia. What?
It is.
It is.
Loosely based off the 1989 film
you know,
of the same name.
That is true.
The series
Oh, no
is
way.
the second adaptation after the 1990s television series.
Wow, I did not even know about the 1990s.
How much do you really like this show,
Jim,
Donnell?
Jim, you're making me look bad on my own podcast. What the hell, man?
Can you sing the theme song?
I went on Wikipedia.
I don't think there's a.
Well, he's not supposed to like the show anyway. He's supposed to be ashamed of it.
I just
Guilty
think,
pleasure.
yeah. So, anyways, the main thing I want to bring up from this show is, I think it went 6 seasons, and I think in season 4, oh crap, are we doing it again? Really, we're doing it
Quit,
again?
quit clicking things.
I'm not clicking.
All right, wait, I
anything.
think we need to take 5 here.
Yeah, I guess we're taking 5, everybody. We're taking 5. And I has to interrupt his whole spiel.
He was on a roll though.
Exactly. I'm trying to
I like
get
this
personable. and everything, but we'll be back in 5 minutes. Or if you're listening to the podcast, we'll be back instantly because we're just going to pause. We're back.
We're back.
We're
Technical
recording.
difficulties abound.
We definitely didn't talk about dicks.
No, there's no way that the last 5 minutes has been about selling your dick on the internet.
No.
No way at all. So I was talking
the
about
way you're signing
parenthood.
it, yeah.
And so the main thing I wanted to bring up is one of the storylines. So Parenthood, like I said, it's about a family called the Bravermans. And there's 4 main families essentially. There's the I guess the grandfather or grand family of the grandpa and the grandma, and then they had 3 kids. So they have as Kai, or not Kai, sorry, Jim. As Jim pointed out, one of the families is Laura Graham, and she's a single mom with 2 kids. The other family is Peter Klaus, who is your generic white or house with a white picket fence, 3-point or 2.1 kids.
2.5, sir.
But sorry, 2.5. But one of their kids, unfortunately, their son has autism. So that's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Like real hard autism, or like the kind that's okay for TV.
Kind that's okay for
Ah,
TV. And then there was Erica Christensen, who whenever I see this actress, I know she's been in plenty, but I always just see her, and as soon as I see her, I'm like, oh yeah, that chick from Born Identity. Like that's the only thing I recognize her from. And she's married, and she has this just a young marriage where they're still trying to figure things out. And so you get to watch all of them as they grow together and apart and deal with the struggles. But the storyline that stuck out to me is, I think in season 4 they introduce, because like I said, as Laura Graham is in this series, and she is Sarah Braverman, like I said, the single mom who's just trying to make it work with both her kids, and they introduce her love interest, and her love interest is Ray Romano.
Yeah, sex symbol Ray Romano.
Exactly.
That's
But like, hold on, wait, let me ask you this: is he just being Ray Romano? Because I would love that. Like, if he's just being himself,
He
in
is
the
pretty
show,
much.
I'm in.
He is awkward, and he is pretty much Ray Romano from Everybody Loves Raymond, but he's in Parenthood now, and he's trying to court a woman. And he is just as awkward.
Romano court me.
They
No, I'm just kidding.
They go back and forth of will they, won't they, and then they kind of date, but then it's like, oh, is this the right guy for me? Is he really the guy? And I was invested. I was like, nah. I was like, come on, hook up with Ray. He's a good guy. He's awkward, and then they allude to eventually, because Max is the kid who has autism, and he has some interactions with Max, and they get along, and they kind of allude like maybe Ray has autism, but they never diagnosed it. And I was like, let the autistic Ray get some.
Yeah.
Come on, let this man get some. I don't know why, but I was invested in Ray Romano's character. I was like, this man deserves a chance. This possibly
You stayed awake for
autistic-
the entire episode watching these shows. So you just
How many
stayed awake. It didn't put you to sleep, not even once.
So here's the thing. There were 6 seasons. I watched 5 of the 6 seasons.
Wow.
And the only reason I didn't watch the 6th season is I didn't know when it came out, and I kind of got lost, and I didn't realize when it was over. And I still, to this day, I'm like, maybe I should go back. I need to know. At the end of the 5th season, they kind of left it up in the air about whether or not Sarah, and I can't remember what Ray's character. I feel like his name was Ray. I feel like it was Ray. I think I'm going with it. His name was Ray in the show also. But they kind of left it up, and they're like, maybe Sarah will. But maybe, because Sarah, like I said, she dated some other guys, some flashier guys with nicer cars or better jobs. But I'm like, Ray's sweet. He's a nice guy. Give him a chance. Yes, sir, this guy's flashy. He got a Lamborghini, but it doesn't matter. Ray, he's a genuine. He owned a bookstore.
Who does that?
Give this man a shot. And I was just 100%.
He sounds like Kermit the Frog, for Pete's sake.
Lorelai, show me your
Right?
You know how people
That sounds on par.
You know how people hit on YouTube, right?
Down brown.
By the way, if anybody hasn't seen Made for Love, Ray Romano and that is fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
He's got a marriage to a
He's
sex
married
doll.
to a sex doll. Freaking
Wait,
Made
what?
for Love.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's all you need to have to say, Playboy. I'm fucking watching that tonight.
Yes, please. If you if you have some time,
Ray Romano and a sex doll.
whether you're a listener or a guest on our show today, check out Made for Love, because this show, Robert was like, hey, found this new show, it's called Made for Love, and I was like, yeah, that doesn't sound like my jam.
It totally
I'm not
sounds like
watching it.
a reality TV show.
And I queued it up,
Does,
and
yeah.
I watched one episode, and I was like, well, I'm in. It is bizarre, it is bonkers, it's a lot of fun.
And Ray Romano kills.
And
in it.
Ray Romano kills as the father of the main character, who is in a very committed, very serious relationship with his sex doll.
Yeah.
I'm adding this to my list of things to watch right
Please
now.
do. Please.
Literally.
Remember when
do.
he was in Vinyl?
What?
Remember when he was in Vinyl?
Yes, that
But-
show was so
yeah.
good. I wish they'd kept going with it.
Yeah, he was a record producer, and he
Yeah.
was perfect as the record.
Yeah.
Actually very similar to what I just did. It was a lot of just like, strippers, get over here and show me your vaginas. And I'll give you thousands of dollars.
So this show, it actually had, I mean, not like all-star, like these are big names, but I think there's a lot of people in this cast who you're like, oh yeah, I know that person. Like, as we already hit on Laura Graham, and then also I brought up Eric Christensen, who once again, she's been in plenty of stuff, but I just go back to Born Identity.
Swim Fan. That's the one I know her from.
Yeah,
The one where
Swim
she fucking
Fan.
is like
Yeah,
that.
she's a psycho.
That is a gnarly movie.
Ooh.
Yeah. So that's what when I saw her, I was like, yeah, Swim
Yep.
Fan.
But we got Dax Shepard,
Yep,
who
saw that.
is out there. We have Peter Cross, who is like one of those actors who, whenever I see him,
Feet under.
I'm just like,
Yeah,
who?
6 Feet Under.
But as soon as whenever I hear his name, I'm like, who? But whenever I see him, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. I know that guy. Robert,
Nathaniel.
You know who
do you
he's
like-
married
do you
to?
bring up a photo? You want to see?
Yeah, I do wanna see a
Okay, let's
photo.
bring it. We're
You want to
gonna
know who he's married to?
who's he married?
That's right, Lorelai Gilmore. He's married to Lauren Graham.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I found out that they
Oh.
were married while they were doing this show, but they weren't married to each other in
Oh
the show.
wait! This is Homeboy from the Lost
Yeah,
Room.
it's Lost Room.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was about to say, this is an actor we know.
The Lost Room, fantastic miniseries that should have been like a 20-season show.
I remember you guys.
You know-
I listened to your episodes about that.
I think Peter Krause would be a good George Jetson. I'll just say it right here.
Yeah.
I found it.
Oh, we're working. We're
yeah.
workshopping
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
getting somewhere.
Where's my notebook?
This is happening. This is after this. All our podcasts are canceled because we're all heading down to Hollywood to pitch this new Jetsons movie. Oh,
So like the
Jetson now
Jetson
owns
movie,
a funeral home.
do you make it like wacky and funny, or do you make it like a dystopian future,
Ooh,
like
yeah.
serious
Let's
it's
get-
dystopian?
let's
No,
get
no.
It's gonna
green.
be serious.
Wacky and funny because remember when they did that to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and it's the worst thing in the world.
But that's what the people want. They want a gritty Jetson. George.
Oh,
down
that's
on
what we
his
need,
luck,
yeah.
Trying to
Like,
figure out how to
people don't know what
provide
they
for his
want.
family.
You know.
I want it to have like drug problems. I want it to be like
Yeah.
serious.
Elroy's definitely strung out and some stuff. There's a scene where
yeah.
George.
He's-
There's a
Elroy is
scene.
5.
There is a
He's
scene.
got- they got a daughter.
Robert. There is a scene where George Jetson is got Elroy Pendergrass going. Where you got the smack, Elroy? Where you got the smack?
This is the
that-
Donnell you were talking about during the sound check.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's only for outbursts. See, now I'm talking normally. It's not that loud. You can't act like that's my normal voice.
You got.
There's
I
Mr.
need the
Spacely
scene.
Stringer.
I need a scene in the Jetsons where he's like, "Where did you learn to do this?" He's like, "I learned it from watching you." And he's just sitting there pushing that button, smoking a crack pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've all seen it.
Mr. Spacely approaches Jane. You want him to keep his job, don't you? It's fucking dark.
I imagine Judy is just going through Euphoria. That's it.
Yeah, exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. We gotta have that in there.
And like, it's Zendaya is playing
Judy
plays,
Jetson.
Yeah.
Judy Jetson.
How is this not greenlit already,
yeah.
folks?
Well, the thing is that it
Danny
already has
DeVito is
been.
the
We're
dog.
idiots and telling people this for like live right now, and people are going to make this happen right now.
Danny DeVito is both Sprocket and Mr. Spacely.
Right. Exactly. The reveals at the end of the movie.
Exactly, using the exact same voice. There's no difference between the two characters.
No. Wait, who's the Lost World actor? Jeff
Peter
Goldblum.
Krause.
No, not
Just
Peter
Jeff
Krause.
Goldblum, not even like doing a dog voice, just pretending to be the dog. Just like
That's Jeff Goldblum.
Bark? It's a long walk. We got there.
Was that Craig T. Nelson I saw?
Yes. So back to Parenthood.
Yeah, let's get more mileage out of Parenthood.
Yeah.
Craig T. Nelson does play the grandfather Zeke Braverman in the show, and he's very much
Yeah, Coach.
your old guy full of knowledge. He's always got the solution to his three kids'
Obi-Wan.
problems. Exactly. But later on, here's the thing: is he's a strong pillar of the family. You know, he's the foundation. But later on, he comes down with a terminal disease, and everybody has to rally, and he has to learn how to be vulnerable. It's such a great show. I mean, it's not a great show, but I watched all 5 seasons, and I still to this day I'm like, maybe I should go back for season 6. maybe I need one more. I need to know how the story wraps up. And I
do it.
it's time. It's me and Robert and watching stuff all the time. But I'll find time eventually.
Hope you do.
And when I watch it, I will give a final conclusion on Parenthood. But all I know is if this at the end of Parenthood season 6, if Ray Romano and Laura Graham are not hooked up, I will be so disappointed in this show because that's the storyline I was most invested in.
How many
Hear me out,
seasons?
though.
How many
And Peter
seasons?
Krause, they're in like a triad.
Get together and end it, by the way.
Spoiler alert.
Jim, you just ruined everything. What now?
That's how the show ends. They get married.
Really? I didn't see him get married.
Are
I
you
figured him
spoiling
being,
things? You're spoiling
I
things
figured
without
him in a
that?
stable relationship.
Spoiler
I didn't see
tag
him
this whole
getting
episode.
married.
Hi, welcome to Spoiler AM. AMSR.
I mean, it's not like Zoe told us how Jim ended, so I mean,
Yeah. We
Yeah.
don't have any idea how Jim ended. So how does Jim end?
Yeah.
So that's me. That's me. It's Parenthood. Would I recommend the show? No, but
Good.
if you watch it, you gotta watch to the end. I mean, as a guy who hasn't,
Unlike
watched it
what
to the-
you did.
I don't. As a guy, you gotta watch to season 5. That's what I'll say. But yeah, that's mine. So what? Who's next? Who's stepping up? Who wants to go next?
it's your show, brother.
It
You
can't-
tell me. I'll do whatever you
It
want.
can't be Robert. We
I
can't
was-
go from me to Robert.
I had
Hi.
one. I had one, but I changed my mind and I'm going with a different one because everybody's doing a TV show.
You don't have to do. No,
I'm not gonna do my. I'm not gonna do my movie. I'm not gonna do my movie.
My
My movie.
Hold up. If
Mom
you're
and Dad, stop fighting!
no, if you're not doing the movie, you at least gotta tell us what the
Yes,
movie
yes,
is.
yes. So I was gonna do the 1991 John Goodman movie King Ralph.
Oh.
Never seen it.
And then I was like looking at myself in the camera. I'm like, I look like some motherfucker that definitely loves the movie King Ralph.
I guess I'll have to watch it.
And somebody
to know
looked
that's
at me,
true.
they were like, he doesn't watch vampire movies. He watched fucking King Ralph.
Yeah.
He is John
Oh,
Goodman.
King Ralph! King Ralph!
Yeah.
Yes! I fucking love this movie!
King Ralph is the best. Fucking Peter O'Toole having
got a
that
pi-
shit. Like.
Wow, he plays pinball. He's awesome.
Anyway, King Ralph.
got
But
Lawrence
so
of
y'all are all doing
Arabia in
TV
it?
shows, so I want to do a TV show too. So I'm gonna go with the current show that's
You a Green Bay Packers
going on,
fan? Oh, yeah.
Outlander.
Sorry, go ahead.
Outlander.
Oh.
Outlander.
We have talked about Outlander before.
Yes, I have
Robert
brought-
loves erotic fiction.
Yeah, so Outlander is about a woman who is a field nurse in World War World War II, and she's in Ireland, and she finds these like circle of stones, kind of like Stonehenge, and then when she touches one of them, she gets transported back 200 years into the past, and she ends up like getting married and being in all these major events with like trying to take down King George and stuff like that. And the show's demographic has got to be 42-year-old housewives that have nothing to do in the middle of the day, because every episode will have at least 2 scenes of the main character, who's a woman, getting pleasured by just a hot guy.
Okay.
Like, her needs are always met. Like,
Good. She needs a win.
I thought I'd finished my drink before you said that sentence. But yes.
I finding out a lot about my dad right now. My dad loves Outlander.
No, he's a good man. He just wants women to win and get what they want. He's like, good for her. Your dad's such a nice guy.
I like that more than the idea of my dad getting plowed by just some people.
Yeah, he's the most progressive 17th century man you can think of, because she's from the future, so she's got different understandings about things like gay people and black people and Indians and everything. That like they get to like the new world and there's like, we got slaves, and she's like, no, we can't have slaves, and they're like, okay, well, we got to murder all of them then. It's like, okay, I guess we can have some slaves.
You plea bargained me down.
Yeah. It's like, hey, can we save the Indians? No. Nah. They're all gonna die. They're gonna take the Trail of Tears. Like, but I mean, one of the reasons I really like it is because at the heart of it is a time travel show, and then they don't really care that they could fuck up the future. Mm-hmm. Like they kind of stay out of some of the big events, but like she starts like inventing penicillin like 200 years before it's supposed to. And like her daughter's in it, and she's making like she just like invented stick matches, like just before the Revolutionary War, and it's just like they're just like they don't give a shit anymore. They're like inoculating people for smallpox.
Discord is doing its thing again.
And they're back. That was quick.
Yeah, we're back, but we're not in. Hang on. Turn on the camera and.
Oh, you're getting better at that.
Yeah. This is normal.
It's not about avoiding the problems; it's about fixing them really fast.
Exactly. We're back.
And then isn't like she has a husband that's like kind of a dick in modern times, but then she has like her boyfriend that's like in.
Yeah. So there's a big like battle that's happening, and they're losing, and her husband in the past gets captured. And so she's like being chased by like a dozen guys that are just gonna rape the shit out of her. And so she goes back to the Stones, and she goes into the future, and she's there for like 30 years, where she has hit her in the past husband's daughter. Like she gets pregnant, and then she goes into the future, and she has a daughter there. So she has a daughter that grows up in modern times.
Oh shit!
And like her daughter, there's like 15 books, which I haven't read, but where, there's a lot of story here and a lot of depth. Her daughter, only some people can time travel through these stones, and so like there's like this witch like from some other time in the future that like takes the stones back and is fucking shit up. It's really weird. It's really weird, but it's really a show for like housewives that are like, I need like just basically their version of porn, like daytime porn.
So, is there any nudity in this show?
Absolutely.
So that now I know why.
Yeah,
I can understand why you're watching.
Tons of it.
Oh yeah. So this was on Stars.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna be honest with you, Robert. In my opinion, and this is just controversial, most television and movies is just porn for men. It's softcore porn like all the time. Like most like TV, it could be the afternoon, and you're just like, why is that rabbit very busty? There's no reason. Am I wrong? I don't know. It feels like the way. Yeah.
Well, now that Kai's brought up, I want to talk about Lola Bunny in the new Space Jam movie, because they made her not as sexy. No,
right.
Didn't they make her like thick?
I want to bang
No,
that
they
rabbit.
changed her. They lowered her bust, and she's thicker. But no, I don't know. There's a whole controversy about her and the green M&M.
I will die on this hill.
I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I just loved when they were talking about
This
the green
turned into
M&M.
Tucker Carlson all of a sudden.
But talk about Tucker Carlson real quick. I love with the green M&M. They were just like, all these Tucker Carlson was like out, and they're like, I can't believe they changed the green M&M. Why would they do this? This is all woke culture. I'm like, Tucker, do you want to fuck a M&M?
right.
That was not a good Tucker Carlson impression. That was your best Ben Shapiro impression.
Did you see that meme where they did a totally naked green M&M?
I did. Was it totally naked green M&M just like brown chocolate or what?
No, it had flesh. It had flesh colored skin, like it was like a white flesh colored skin, and it had titties on it, and they said that was for Tucker Carlson. That was, but she was still round, like an M&M is round.
He was
but just
so
with human
adamant about I can't believe they did this to the M&M.
Yeah,
Like, dude, it's
yeah.
a candy. What the hell is going on with you?
I tell you how out
It's
of
a
touch I
mascot
am.
for candy.
I have no idea
the
what the Tucker
liberals-
Carlson problem was. I
Don't
have no
worry.
idea anything about the green M&Ms.
It was-
It's the
He
best
was,
place to be, Robert. You are in the best place
Normally,
you
what
could
happens
possibly
when he
be.
goes on a normally what happens when he goes on a rant like that? He's trying to distract from a different problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
there was at the time something was going on with his favorite party, so he was trying to distract from that and not talk about the other thing and talk about the green M&M. I can't even remember what he was trying to distract from. That's normally what
I
happens.
like when he brought up
does
all the
that.
the M&M stuff, and then like a few days later, they're like, they're a sponsor. Okay, like we'll shut up.
Oh, they give us money? Oh, never mind. We're going to zip it up.
Can you imagine
mean-
if you were? Can you imagine a world in which the liberals take away your ability to think about wanting to have sex with a green M&M? Because all you want to do is go down to the local convenience store and just buy a packet of green M&Ms and just the green ones. And despite the fact they don't sell packets of just green M&Ms, and you keep writing letters upon letters to the M&M company, and they don't answer
You're not
you
allowed
back.
to fuck the green eggs or the ham anymore. You're not allowed to have sex with that. Like they're just making all this.
Whoa,
stuff.
whoa. Who said I can't fuck the ham?
What?
Because I need to talk to them because
No, I just remembered they got mad about a bunch of Dr. Seuss shit.
Oh
too.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah. Or Mr. Potato Head no longer
fuck
being
that ham,
Mr.
though.
Potato
Yeah.
Head. Freaking A. Oh man.
Now,
That's not
and now
real.
he's back to being Mr. Potato Head because
I was gonna
nobody
say,
cares.
it's not even real. He was always Mr. Potato Head. They just released another one called Potato Head.
Yeah.
Right, right.
They changed the overall brand to Potato Head, and I will go on the record and saying, hey, when I was a kid and there was Mr. Potato Head, there was plenty of times I put Mrs. Potato Head parts on the Mr. Potato Head, and I thought nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
So if you got a
Hey,
problem,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
He came with both
Hey.
parts. Mr. Potato Head is trans.
Oh no, you just described exactly my gender identity. I am Mrs. Potato Head's body with Mr. Potato Head's shit just shoved on me. As trying to be a regular potato. Look, all I'm trying to be in this world is literally a real life action, like live action potato. That's all. That's the gender identity I'm trying to have.
oh my God.
Don't put shit on me.
Oh my
I would say that Potato Head is a gender queer icon. I don't know why the community hasn't embraced him. Hasn't embraced them before.
I think he should be. I think he should be on the flag. I think he should be on the flag. I think that's where the world needs to go. It will.
I'm gonna talk to my other non-binary friends and trans friends, and we're gonna get on this. I make it happen tomorrow.
Oh, that's right.
Honestly,
You're part of the cabal. You're right.
Look, I got a red phone here right now. If you want, I'll call. I'll make it happen. We'll phone it in.
All right,
Cabal
so,
with an agenda.
real quick, I
as-
will make it
as we're
clear
always
that this
told.
podcast is not only writing the next Jetsons live action movie, but we're now activists moving forward with making Mr. Potato Head the icon for the
Right, exactly. Get rid of Babadook. Fucking Mr. Potato Head goes right in there.
Fucking Babadook.
Oh man,
One of
Oh,
my
man.
favorite jokes is that LGBTQ has embraced the Babadook because Netflix accidentally called it queer movie, and then they were like, "No, you're right. It is a queer movie."
No takesies backsies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said it. It's ours
I
now.
Love that.
See, that's how you beat Tucker Carlson. You just start identifying as like, oh, he's the queer guy.
Queer icon, Tucker Carlson. Yeah.
It's obvious. I mean, just the way he.
I don't even know how
talks.
Tucker Carlson would handle that.
Only one way to find out.
If he did come out, like it'd be one of those things where he would try to excuse all of his behavior and everything because of that. But he's that, like. So I'm not gonna rule out that he's not gonna all of a sudden just like be like, by the way, I am part of this community, and also that it's just me being a douchebag. It's fine. I went to summer camp and it fucked me up. All right. He'd somehow be worse. Actually, honestly, I wouldn't want him on my team.
No one. Well, okay, I can't say that. No one in this current Discord wants them on his team.
Literally, this
You
is
keep
not
him.
what I'm about to say is not a joke. Literally, the KKK wants them on their
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely are.
They-
man.
They
At least
actually-
on loan.
They have said have openly said that they get a lot of their talking points from Tucker Carlson.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
But who is Tucker
The
Carlson
Russians-
getting his talking points?
Russians
from?
get their
That's-
talking point from Tucker Carlson. The Christian evangelicals get their talking points from Tucker Carlson. He's just a
He's
body
bad
of
man.
information.
Boy, all of y'all's shows was a gay old time. I bring up fucking Outlander, and we're talking about the downfall of the country all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
I'm talking about time travel and sex
I
over
should-
here.
Yeah. I shouldn't have brought up the American Revolution, I guess.
All right, all
Which
right.
did.
Eric, looking at you, man. Bring this show back
I'm so
around.
glad I didn't have to go last.
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
thanks.
still
Well,
got. we
Donnell was trying to get me to go.
Oh, it's happening. Hey, we're still in. All
We're
right,
still
that was a
here.
brief. But no. Eric's not last. We still got Kai and Jim's second pick.
I thought. Wait, I misunderstood the situation earlier. Then
I'm
I thought they
these
both had one.
No.
Oh no! We just had to double down because we both had two that we're like we both agreed on.
Yeah, you two got 2.
All right, Eric.
Oh, I'm going. Okay,
Yeah,
it's
it's
me.
you. It's your.
Yeah,
you're
you're,
on you need to bring us back on course after all the Tucker Carlson that we just had. Bring us back to the funny.
Fuck, man. I don't
Is it
know.
Does it Tucker Carlson? Please tell me that's what.
Just all of Fox News. Like
I'm watching just a ton of Fox News.
Exactly. Bill Simmons. I don't know if you've heard of this guy, but he's got a lot of progressive ideas. Okay.
And Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill O'Reilly. What I said, Bill Simmons. I don't even know if that's a human.
Crossfire.
Thank you. Look at that. Okay, let's settle down a little bit, everybody. I'm going to make a request. Let's all close our eyes.
Okay. All right.
Close
We're
our
doing it.
eyes.
We're doing it.
I'm going to whisk everyone back. The year is early 2000s.
Is this another time travel show?
5-ish or so.
Yeah, we're going back. We're going back.
Yeah,
Close your eyes.
it is
We're-
in a manner of speaking. It
Ooh. If only I had time to put in some effects.
is. The
just the
network.
wavy lines. Like
The network is the CW. Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Ooh, this is going to be good.
favorite network.
Is this Gilmore Girls?
You
Better be.
wish. The executive producer Ashton Kutcher.
Oh.
We're talking Beauty and the Geek. That's right. We're talking about the reality show where we're taking 8 beauties, 8 women who have managed to get by with nothing but their looks for their entire
Yes.
lives, and we're matching them. They're being paired up with men who are generally considered to be geeks. That's right, men with little social skills, little physical attributes to their name, but you know what they've got? They've got brains. And so we're praying that this woman and this man, they can team up and win some money in a contest for the ages. And that's Beauty and the Geek. And that is my pick for my guilty
I'm gonna need a
pleasure.
title card here. I need to see what this looks like.
I got to jump
Yeah,
in.
no,
real
I'm trying to
quick.
remember.
Oh,
I
I,
gotta
used to
jump in real
love
quick.
Beauty and the Geek.
I was about to say, I gotta jump in real quick because I had never heard of the show when it was on, but I ended up looking it up, and I don't even know how I ended up looking it up. But
It's
when
on
I
YouTube.
saw it,
The whole
I
thing's
was
on
like,
YouTube.
How is this a thing? How did this get past me?
So tell me how it works here, since I've never seen the show or heard of this pile of trash.
So it's a reality show.
Yeah,
So
no,
that
I
tells
put
you
that
like
together.
75% of what you need to know.
But like, do they pair up the geeks and the attractive women, or
Oh, perfect. Okay.
or are they just all thrown into a pot and figure
All
it
right.
out?
So basically, what
There
they
you go.
The men are attractive too.
and this seems like a later season picture here because the early seasons they were like real. I mean, this seems a little bit more put together here. But the short version is the geeks were forced to like introduce themselves in front of like 8 women who were like very, very attractive. We're talking like model types of women, and like these were guys that like had never approached women before in their lives, and so like they had to like do a presentation about like, hey, here's what I'm about. This is what I like. Blah 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 blah. And then the women would like talk amongst themselves and figure out like, oh, I want that one to be my partner. I think he's funny. I think he's cute or whatever. And then the season 2, they flipped it around. So then the beauties had to introduce themselves to the geeks. But I mean, it's different people each time. Yeah. But the idea is that there's emotional growth.
Yeah.
Where the beauties are then like learning like, oh, it turns out I've been using my looks all this time and I shouldn't have been doing that. I'm so bad. And then the geeks are like, oh, it doesn't hurt me if I shower. It's actually a good thing. if sometimes I wash my
Yeah,
hair.
it was
Like
really bad.
that's the premise of the show in a nutshell. And I think it ran for like 6 or 7 seasons. I made it
Jesus.
through like 3.
Look at that redhead's hair. That is
Yeah.
some Texas hair right there. That's some Reba McEntire hair. She definitely ended up with the dude in the cowboy hat.
Oh, was that not Reba McEntire?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is season 1 of Beauty and the Geeks. I like dude up here, right here. You see him?
Yeah, he's
up
an
above
accountant.
cowboy hat. Yeah, that guy. And then actually, that next cowboy hat. This is like standard nerd right here. If you
Yeah.
type in nerd, this guy pops up. And don't get me wrong, I am 100% a nerd. I am in this camp. This is me. Well, I wouldn't be on this.
Well,
show.
I mean, these are geeks,
But-
right? You know.
Sure.
But yeah, no. Ooh, look at him.
Donnell, I'm gonna be honest. I don't see you on there at all.
No. I will say, I like how, well, except for the one Asian guy, I like how white this
Yeah.
whole,
Oh,
everybody's
there
white.
you are. Yeah.
And
That's
then
how the
Asian
yeah, okay.
guy.
Yeah.
There we go. Fantastic. So yeah, no. I
Are
saw.
there twins? Are those twins?
Yeah.
The red, the
Ooh,
dark
look- oh!
red
They might be.
hair?
They might- This
Oh,
is for the
snap.
record, Donnell. This is not season 1 of the American show. This
Yeah,
might be
that's what it-
season 1 of another country.
Okay, maybe. Wait. This show
This
was
isn't the American
multinational.
Yes.
like-
They had an
Wow.
Australian version. They had like I
Wow.
think a UK version. I've never seen those other ones. I've only
I want to know what country this one is because if that looks American as shit.
I mean, it
everything
looks
about
cowboy
very
hat.
American.
yeah.
Ooh, I like this guy's beard down here. Look at this guy down
Yeah.
here with the beard and
Yeah.
the squinty eyes.
It-
This guy.
Honestly,
Maybe
a
it's being
big
mean
part
now.
of the appeal of this show is the fact that all the geeks, like if they last long enough, because it's a reality show, eventually they all get eliminated, whatever. But like if you make it long enough, then there's a big like makeover where you get to see like, oh, what would the geeks look like if they actually like gave a fuck about what they looked like, and so eventually,
What if he wore a jean jacket?
right? Exactly. We're gonna put him in Eddie Murphy's outfit from Eddie Murphy Raw, and let's see what he looks like now.
He takes off his
Yeah.
glasses and puts some gel in, and
Right.
it's just like magic.
Yeah, but so each of the people that are on this show for each season, they all get like basically a little title card of like, here's their name and here's like a summarization of what they are as people, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so I'll just read you for season 1 because there's a million seasons. I'll just read you the season
I'm
1
ready
ones.
for this.
So here's the beauties. So we have cocktail waitress, life-size Barbie doll, NBA
Yep.
dancer, lingerie model, beer spokesmodel, sorority girl, and aspiring fashion expert. So those are all the beauties.
Aspiring fashion expert.
Right, exactly. Not an expert yet, but
Yeah.
she will be very soon.
Yeah. Mom's still picking her clothes.
Right, exactly. But she's taking notes. The geeks, we've got a what's happening?
It's
Something's
the-
happening over
It's the guy from Brink from the Disney Channel movie.
there. Wait, what?
What?
This is a hard mark.
Brink, he's Sam Horrigan is in Beauty and the Geek. Is he the host? I haven't seen this or
Oh, he
something like
must be
that.
the
But
host.
He has to be the host because there's no way he's.
Oh.
one of
Okay,
the-
I was like,
I need to see
I
a
was like-
picture of a before and after. Beauty
no,
and the
it's
Geek
100.
makeover.
It's not Brink. It's the antagonist. It's the bad guy from
Oh.
Team X Blade.
Val's Revenge. We're talking about Val.
I
Maybe,
don't know
yeah.
what it was, but recently I just looked up the movie Brink and I was like, I'm all on top of this.
It's Val.
Yeah,
It's
it's
Val.
Val.
You're 100% right.
Fucking Ryan.
Sorry,
God
I got
damn.
excited.
Oh,
You were
it was
saying
Ryan.
Not
I think
about
he
Brink.
got me.
So scared.
Yeah, your podcast. Fuck Ryan.
Team Pup and Suds, baby. All right, sorry, go ahead.
But the geek, I'll let you pull up what you're pulling up. The geeks, really quick. Computer programmer. One guy, like, apparently he doesn't do anything for a job. His description is just never been on a date. Mensa member.
God.
My favorite, vice president of the Dukes of Hazzard fan club.
Wow.
Men's a member is like a flex, though. They
Yeah.
shouldn't have allowed that.
Yeah.
Assistant scoutmaster. Has never kissed a girl. And then finally, we've got medical student, functional neurology. That's Chuck Munyon, which might be one of the
You
better
should
names.
mention
Your name is Chuck Munyon? You should have $1 million. You're going to space right there with Elon with a name like that.
Yeah.
you should mention that the one who has never kissed a girl by the end of the show has kissed 3 girls because he
This is
kisses
true.
3 of the models.
He has also become a Spanish language television host. Richard, I think we're talking about the same guy. Yeah, he's my
Yeah, yeah.
favorite. I think he's my favorite of all the geeks that they've had on this show. Lots of personality on that guy.
Also, the show is back in the news recently because last year one of the contestants came out as transgender, and her name is now Lily.
Right. I think that
Lily
was
Hansen.
also a season 1 contestant, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So I got Sam Harrington, as we brought up. I found an article talking about it. It's from today, and it says playing the pretty boy on Beauty and the Geek. And it says
By
there's
today, you're talking about the publication, not it was posted.
Yes,
today.
it
Just
was
to
not
clarify.
posted today. But there's a new twist on this
He's like, no
season.
spoilers. I haven't seen those episodes.
I haven't read this yet, Dunno. It just came out today.
Hang on. So there's a new twist on this season's Beauty and the Geek. There's a boy Beauty and a girl Geek in the mix. But if this pretty boy looks familiar, it's probably because he's an actor.
See,
But how much of an actor? Because he
Yeah.
hasn't really done much
Better
since
be-
Brink.
It's Ashton Kutcher.
Look, this
Yeah.
guy's,
Let's be
this guy's an
Sarah.
actor the same way I'm a podcaster.
yeah. I'd say I think he showed up around season 3, and that's his female geek.
Yeah.
Not
here's
to
him.
like hot take. I think when they introduced the male beauty and the female geek, that's kind of where
He's got some jowls.
that's when the worm
Here
had
he
turned.
is. Here's looking like his tough guy.
Yeah.
Crossed arms. You know, he's serious. He got to say, ooh, wait. We got him flexing. Hold up.
Oh,
Oh,
you,
sorry.
Donna.
I
Thank you,
messed
Donna.
things up. Got him
Yeah.
flexing.
There you go.
know, here's a scene from the show.
Height
Yeah.
of fashion. Look at that.
This guy, he knows what he's doing.
Fucking
You know.
Val.
Oh wait, we got a shirtless. We got a
2009
shirtless
was just a
one.
different time. That leaf shot.
Wow.
Oh man.
But yeah, fantastic show. It is like the whole thing's on YouTube. My wife had never seen it. I just introduced it to her within the past year or so. She was
It's something
enthralled the entire time. Cannot recommend highly enough. Beauty and the Geek. Like at least get through the first like season or you'll know within the first episode if this is like up your alley. Or not. Like it's very forthcoming about what the fuck it is. But
You don't at all sound ashamed of this show.
I mean,
I'm
I'm not ashamed of anything.
I look at him in a different light now.
Right.
I'm ashamed for him.
I feel like I should be ashamed of the show. I think maybe that's more where this comes from.
I think this is the worst decision you made since you went to the Gathering of the Juggalos.
Because it's really, truly a trash show, but it was so
It is.
good.
My favorite episode was there was one episode where the geeks had to sketch a naked woman. And while they're
Like from
sketching the
memory?
naked woman, no, like
Oh.
there's a naked woman.
Oh, okay.
Like there's a nude model, and they have to sketch. They have to like sketch her. And while they're all sketching her, she's like saying facts about herself. She's just like, oh, yeah, I'm a waitress at this place, and I have a dog.
As Kai
So
walks
they
in.
all have to. They have to paint this. They have to sketch this woman while she's saying facts about herself, and so they're all doing like these like great sketches, but for the most part, except one guy. Hold on. They're doing these beautiful sketches, and at the end, the twist is, they don't care about the sketches. You just had to like say all the facts that she had said and like,
Yes.
list them out.
Yep.
And they all had these beautiful sketches except one guy who drew just a boob. Just one single boob.
His partner was so
He was
mad at him.
concentrating. He's concentrating on the facts, so he's just doing this over and over. And he's just like, I gotta listen. This is the point of this show. And then like it gets to the end, and they're like, what's the name of the dog? And he's like, it's Sparkles. I know it. It's Sparkles.
Oh man.
Best episode.
That's
Yeah. I
that's
mean,
wild.
the challenges were great. I mean, like there's that one. The geeks had to learn how to like give a massage, and so like they had to massage like partners and like switch around and stuff. Like the whole thing was just fucking
remember that
batshit,
episode,
but
yeah.
in the best possible way. Really like
One
it.
of
It's like the pickup artist met like the Bachelor, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one of them got voted off because he let one of the girls do a makeover on him, and he didn't look very good after the makeover, so he got kicked off.
Like, there's no fixing this situation.
Right.
We're
Like,
sorry, there's no coming back from this.
Mhm.
All right, so here we go. Another great break from us.
best material always off air.
You'll never know what we talked about while we were gone, folks. But we are back, and thank you very much, Eric, for your part with Beauty and the Geek. But we interrupted these two, and it's time for them to finish up what they started. Let's get back to Kai and Jim. What's your other show, guys?
Hi.
So this was
Tell us.
you're gonna probably push back on this for I mean think It's weird that this is
It's
like a
Home
show that
Improvement. He
Jim and
just
I
did
are
the
both
grunt.
like. No. I just it is. I hate people who won't show their full face. I don't trust them. And no, it's not Home Improvement. It is a show that many people enjoy. I enjoy it. Jim enjoys it. I don't know why I'm selling it so weird. It's on Hulu. It's available. Season 5. I was watching some of it today. It's
I think
Rick
it's on
and Morty.
HBO Max.
It's on HBO Max too. It's on both, I think.
Yeah.
It's Rick and Morty, which is like, I know it's a weird thing to say that like it's a guilty pleasure, but it's Jim. What is actually? Do you want to take the you know what you take the heat?
I
Why-
was actually gonna say what because you have a more interesting reason.
I mean, in the fact that like, okay, like in terms of I'm not supposed to like it, right? Like I'll get in,
When
no,
we were
Rick and
talking about
Morty has
this,
fallen out of favor in a lot of communities.
I heard you need a very
Yeah.
high IQ to understand.
Exactly.
This is why I don't like it, is because people who hear it, like they're like, oh, you think that it's a smart show that like
Yeah.
No.
is like that only like the highest brow of people can watch, and I'm like, I don't want to be associated with those people. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
enjoy
no,
watching
no, I
it.
get it
So-
now. Now that you say it that way, I completely
No,
understand.
yeah, no, I get you 100%. I've seen so not to interrupt you, Kai. I'm sorry. But
no, I
I've
was just gonna. Go ahead.
I've seen so many articles about like, oh, the Rick and Morty community and the whole like, oh, you don't understand because you're not up here. I'm like, stop it, stop it. This is a dumb cartoon about a
a really dumb cartoon.
retarded
Really dumb.
grandfather and his grandson doing stupid stuff. Stop acting like there's some deeper meaning to all of this.
Excuse me, he is not retarded. He's the smartest man in the universe. And we need to show him some respect.
I think we should stop throwing around the R word real quick.
I will say that like that show. I don't know. The fans actually. Does anyone know the band Dr. Dog?
Nope.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
Oh,
great.
okay, there we go.
And if anybody does, I
There's
went
a
to the Dr. Dog
hole in the roof.
No, I think I love Dr. Dog. I went to the show, but I wanted to stab every other person that was at that show. If that makes sense.
I love Dr.
like the fan base
Dr. Dog, but I would
for
probably hate
Dr.
other
Dog-
Dr. Dog enjoyers.
Right.
Yeah.
Most of the fan base that I experienced that live concert with, once again, was in Maine. I'm from New Hampshire. No offense to this like app. We went to it was at Woodchuck Cidery. It's like basically a free show because they were just
that
like
sounds so Maine. The Woodchuck
It was so-
Cidery is where I went to
so
see.
mean. This no, the owner of Woodchuck got so shit faced and was like on top of the fucking like thank you all for coming with like it was such a I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to stab all the fans, and that's kind of how I feel about Rick and Morty for the most part. Like I don't want anyone else other than like, a few select people to talk to me about why we enjoy the show.
Ah, you also have an interesting one, because when we were talking about this, you
Yeah, I
were
was gonna
saying
say.
that in the queer community, it's very
Yeah. I break a lot of rules. I don't follow the manual, you know.
Hold on.
I'm a-
Hold on.
You
Are
got a red phone,
wait,
man.
Wait. Kai, you telling me there's a
there's a queer
manual
manual.
for the
Yeah.
queer community like there's a manual for the black community? Because I mean,
Yeah,
me and Joe, we keep a copy of
Get it.
that in our pocket.
We
follow.
don't actually have a manual. We have a talk. We get a good talking to. It was more like
Denzel
verbal
Denzel
instruction.
rings up all the black people. We all get on the phone.
It's a big TED talk.
used to be Bill Cosby for a little while.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those shows that's just like it feels like there's definitely a lot of heat on it. I think at this point, a lot of my friends are just queer people at this point, and there is this kind of like team. I don't know how to put this. There's a lot of stuff that's said on the show that's not great, right?
Yeah.
And that's the point. It's that it's a reflection of the real world in which we live in. That's kind of where I feel about it all the time. So like when something's like painful, I'm like, oh, but that's so real though. That really is how shitty we are. And I gotta laugh at the pain. I know tragedy plus time equals comedy, but I want to laugh at tragedy.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know why.
So-
I don't understand why the queer community wouldn't be down with it. I mean, Rick did fuck an entire planet. I mean, I feel like that is the most
I will say that
progressive thing that I've seen in the show.
Rick is one of those people that's just like he fucks what he fucks because he wants to, and I don't think he would actually be a hang up about it at all. Like he would just gloss right over that and being like, yeah, 100%.
Didn't
that's
Jerry
actually-
have
that's
like
on par
a
with
gay
that.
relationship as well?
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's not
in the
really, like-
episode. Oh, I love that episode too.
I don't think there's really much homo. Is there? Someone come at me if you think that there's like really like they're being hateful towards gays in any way, shape, or form in the episode. I'm trying to think of the.
I think that
a
like
t-
it might come
Now,
from the idea of like
so
who
because-
fucking planned it.
Real
Rick-
quick, I just want to
Rick does a lot of
clarify.
fucking. He's fucking aliens, and then at the same time, we don't know the gender of these aliens. I mean, they may present as male or female, but we don't know. And he's fucking all of them.
I just want to jump in real quick. Kai said,
Yeah.
"Come at him," and if you want to come at him, make sure to target Rotten Treasure, not Watchin It
Thank you.
podcast.
That's fine. That's fine. No, I mean,
You
like,
though, if you want to, you can also come at him at Hard Mark Podcast.
Hey! Does he have a blazer on? Doesn't make you official.
And if you
Jim
wanna-
Wales is embarrassing.
if you wanna
No,
come at
that is-
me, just
Well, no. So I want to jump in because one thing you brought up, Kai, is that you like the show, you can't stand the fans. I'm in the same category, not for a show, actually for a TV show, or I mean for a video game. Is I am a diehard fan of any FromSoft game. The Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring just came out.
Okay.
Love those games. The fan base drives me sick because the fan base is known for the get good motif of everyone needs to get good. You're not good enough for this game. You just suck. And I'm like, stop it. The game is hard. It's not for everybody. I love these games, but I also understand like it's not for everybody. Not everybody's gonna get. But people like the FromSoft fans, I can't stand. I'm just like, no, I want nothing to do with you. I love these games. I love these games. They're my favorite game series of all times. But the fans are, and I'll say it on this podcast. So if you're listening, I guess we're about to lose some fans. They're kind of crappy. They're kind of shitty. They really are.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't
I
listen
love
to
the
Rotten
games.
Treasure. Don't
Can't
listen to
stand the-
Backlooks Cinema. No, I'm just kidding.
I feel the same
and
way
if you want to
about.
come at Donnell right now, email Donnell Rotten Treasure Podcast at gmail.com.
But pro wrestling fans, I feel like pro wrestling fans are the second stinkiest fans behind Smash Brothers players.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
Oh, okay. Although one of the greatest speeches ever was for a wrestling fan, which is the what did he say? Oh my god, I can't
Was it the
remember.
one who was crying because it was still real to him? Damn it! Is that who
It's
you're
too
thinking?
real to me, damn it. That's what I'm thinking about. Yeah. The things you do to your bodies, it's still real to me, damn it. I love that.
Damn it! I
He's
just
so-
showed that to my wife the other week.
Such a passionate speech, and like, oh, I love it.
Yeah, he's I'm sure he enjoys Rick and Morty as well.
I mean, everyone knows what Rick and Morty is, but just a little Rick and Morty for everybody. We're back.
Yeah, they shouldn't have brought up Rick and Morty.
I know, I ruined
Be
everything.
right back.
Yeah,
No, it's all good.
And we're back. Man, this is I shouldn't have brought it. I shouldn't have brought it up. Apparently, I just screwed up everything, ruined the podcast. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Okay, we're back. Everybody, if anybody wants to take over talking, they can go ahead because we're back.
I was just
Kai
gonna
has
say,
a
I think, no, just a thing that I'm really appreciative is a mutual friend of ours, Jim Nathaniel. He's my last roommate, and we watch the show like constantly and like on repeat together. And he's like software engineer, fucking like Google, and like watching every video on like spiders that tap to find their way home like thousands of miles. Like he's that person who's like, oh, hey, I learned something about bees today, and I'm like, sure, go ahead, whatever you want. So
pretty
he's the person
accurate,
that's getting, he's like getting all these fucking jokes that I'm not getting. And I don't care. I'm like getting all the low fucking leftovers of just stupidity on that show. And I'm fine with that. Like it's kind of a show for you could be a caveman and enjoy the show. Like
One of the best jokes, probably the best joke in the entire series, and it's one of the best shows, best jokes ever, is the one about the Pop-Tart man.
oh, that you're talking about
Oh,
When they're in the simulation, yeah, and he's like,
yeah.
he's trying to prove to Morty that they're in a simulation. And he's like,
I was
look
just watching
around
that
you,
one.
Morty. Look around you, Morty. Things
It's a
aren't
bun
right.
between two hot dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bun between he's kind of weird. But he does one that's then he points to a Pop-Tart man. He comes out of his toaster house into his toaster car and drives away. And then Morty goes, that is kind of weird. I mean, why would you live in a toaster? That feels like that would be the worst place to live in a Pop-Tart. He goes, you're missing the point, Morty. Why would his car be exactly the same as his house? You don't get into your car and drive away in a little house. I was like,
Good point.
Like, here's the thing.
So yeah,
At the end of the day with Rick and Morty, it's like all the guys are like, oh, it's just a smart show. You wouldn't understand it. I'm like, you guys are so full of crap. But it is also like, I don't want to jump on that bandwagon, but like it is a smart show in some of the comedy that it delivers out there. Like it is a smart show, just not in the way all these. Oh, you just don't understand. You know, you're not on the same level. Like, shut up. Just stop.
Right. It's I don't need to understand to enjoy the show. It's like I will take whatever low hanging fruit that show has to offer. Like I get some of the higher concepts, but I'm not gonna pretend that I understand everything that's going on in that show. I seriously thought anybody can watch it once and get everything in it. You know what I mean? You have to watch that a couple of times.
I love the darkness about it.
It's a smart show in how organized it is. You know, like it's. When you watch it, you're just like, yeah, everything is coming to a head the right way. That's what makes it smart. It's like that's a tough thing to do, and they're able to balance that. It's not smart because it knows what the Pythagorean theorem is.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you guys watched the interviews after the show when they talked to like the creators. After the show is over, after the credits.
Oh, I've seen a couple of these, yeah.
Right. So, and then they kind of explain the joke, and I appreciate that on some. Like I watched a couple of those too. So in one, I forgot what they're doing, the concept of the show, but the reason that they made the show is because the creator hated that particular concept. So because he hated that concept, he made a whole show making fun of that concept.
I wonder if it's the Inception episode because it's like an Inception within an Inception within an Inception. Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's it. I think it's I remember now. I remember what it was. He hates like movies like Ocean 11.
Yeah.
So he hates
we're talking about
the heist.
Right. He hates heist movies. Right, so the creator hates heist movies, so he did a whole episode where he did the heist movies, and then at the end of the episodes, it's like they kept double crossing each other. Like Rick and the robot AI that he created kept trying to double cross each other, and I forgot what happened at the end. But the whole point of the episode was not that it was funny or not that it was trying to say something intelligent. The entire concept of the show is that the creator of the show hates heist movies, so that's why he made the show. It's like nothing higher than that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Kai, do you remember my episode of Rick and Morty that I made up?
No.
Oh, I
don't remember anything, Jim.
30 seconds, pitch it, go.
It was Rick, you or Morty, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. Rick, what's going on? I fucked up, Morty. I a werewolf. I created a werewolf. You created a werewolf? Yeah, I created a werewolf, and I took him to the one place he couldn't see the full moon. I sent him to the moon. He's on the moon, Morty, and it turns out that didn't turn him into. Turn him back into a man. He's now a super werewolf. He's a super. What? Gee, Rick, he's a super werewolf now. Yeah, he's a super werewolf, and I need you to go up there.
Time. Though I really do
good episode though. Good episode.
I like that you were doing some good Rick and Morty there. I felt that was very genuine. That felt very strong.
Pretty good.
No. And I think while we are pitching our Jetson episode, and while we are pitching to have Mr. Potato Head made as the trans icon for the LGBTQ community, we need to also get the whole Van Harmon.
WP, we're adding letters every day.
Yeah. And Justin Rowland and be like, hey, we got a Rick and Morty episode for you
I bet
guys.
you just write a Rick and Morty episode that somehow has Mr. Potato Head and the Jetsons in it.
Why not? Why aren't we doing
I
that?
I like how Rick and Morty is remarkably consistent. Like even now in the later season, you can still see the crack around the concrete from the earlier episode. I guess it was the first or second season where they ripped the house off its foundations, and you can still see the crack. And then I just watched the episode where they referenced a previous episode about a baby, like a space baby. I don't know if anybody's seen that episode. Baby. I'm still working my way through it.
Are you talking about the one where there's like the oh my god,
so
it's like the two dudes hanging out in space.
Morty and
trying
Summer
to like
have a kid. That's disturbing episode.
Yeah.
Was it
Did you
that
see
one?
that? Yeah.
God.
Did you see that?
I remember
Or
a
do we
baby
spoil it
floating
for
in
you?
space and then confusing a guy because he was having like a mental
Is that the
breakdown about his
episode?
life. And it,
Is that the episode that had to end with the writer who pitched the episode? Like
Yes,
he had to come on and be
yes.
like, "I want to say I am the one who came up with this episode. They told me I could write this as long as I was the one who came in and said it." Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't see that after
Remember
credit,
that
but I
part.
do. So they had an episode where Summer and Morty had a giant. They didn't directly have sex, obviously, but they had a giant space baby. And then in a later episode, they referenced the giant space baby, and the giant space baby saved the day. So yeah, the show is remarkably consistent, and I love that. More consistent than Star Trek, I would say.
No, that's
So,
true.
I mean-
That's true. I mean, me and Robert have covered a lot of Star Trek, and I can say there's some inconsistencies. All right. Well, honestly, this everybody's selection of shows, not what I expected, but fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
from Zoe giving us a lovely rendition of Jim and the holograms. Eric giving us Beauty and the Geek. We got two reality love shows.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring up, I never got to bring up, but
Yeah.
I want to bring up because me and Robert talked about it for a short bit. Naked and Afraid and in Love. We talked about that
Yeah.
because I had some thoughts of that. Don't even go there, right?
I'm not
Don't think
We don't
about
have
it.
that kind of time. We don't have
Um,
that kind of time.
But yeah, just everybody's shows were fantastic. Even the Rick and Morty at the end, because it gave us a lot to talk about, a lot of debate. Had a lot of fun. Before we go, guys, I just want to, we're going to switch to here. So we're looking at our logo here. Everybody can see our logo. And I mean,
beautiful.
this might just, I don't want to be this guy, but when you see this emblem, does it look like two white guys? They look like two white guys, right? I just feel like
I was
it's
going to
looks
ask
like two
you.
guys giving
I was
each
going to
other
ask you
handies.
which.
I thought it was you on the
Yeah,
right.
that too.
somehow.
I'm on the
But
right.
I was
yeah,
going to.
Donnell's on the right. I'm
Okay.
definitely on the
Yeah,
left
yeah,
one.
yeah.
I wish
Oh.
there wasn't that seat between you, but you know, it is.
Got three cheeks.
I don't
Three
know.
cheeks.
Donnell's really reaching for that hand job.
I mean, got to get in there. Got to
Yeah.
get it done. But
Robert cut the hole out of his popcorn bag on the left there.
Pizza.
He's sticking an inverted penis through it.
I think it's a lovely logo. Yeah, it's
thank
wonderful.
you, Kai. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, I
man.
didn't say it was a bad
Also,
logo.
also,
Any
if
logo.
two friends want to give each other hand jobs and not make a big deal about it,
I am all. I think it's a great logo. Any logo with a hand job in it. They say sex sells. It really does here.
The only thing I would say is that I'm ashamed for you at the tiny TV you guys have to watch. For your I mean, it's embarrassingly small. That's like a
so-
kid's TV.
So you don't understand.
It's
That's actually
comfortable.
a really big TV, but it's a mile away.
Oh man. All right. Well,
I thought it was the robot from the Jetsons. Is that not what I'm seeing? Am I seeing it incorrectly?
no, that's it.
That
That's
is
it.
the right- yeah.
Voiced by Rosie
Rosie the
O'Donnell.
robot.
Yeah. We're getting ready. We knew that this is where the podcast was going. That we're going to be heading to Hollywood together to pitch this Jetsons movie. So we just kind of out ahead of the game.
All
But
right, Kai
love
and Jim. Kai and Jim, give us a plug.
yeah, what you got for us, guys?
All right, give us the plug.
Sure. Jim also suggested we do a pandemic podcast, and it stemmed loosely out of the fact that he had a lot of feelings about the 6th installment of the Friday the 13th franchise. So we have a podcast called Rotten Treasure. Essentially, it is we watch all the sequels, baby. We've seen every Tremors. We've seen every Nightmare on Elm Street. We've seen every single Lord of the Rings, including the animated franchise. We also are coming up probably in our 100th episode. I think we're going to be recording like our 70-something soon. We're actually recording literally with Zoe tomorrow for an Incredibles run that's coming out soon. We're doing Ocean's 11, which was mentioned tonight. That's coming out soon. So yeah, join us on that journey. We're basically, because of the name Rotten Treasure, that's the idea. We're trying to find those little gems, those little tiny, you should have no business being good moments in those sequels that exist down the way. I mean, let's just put it out there. Pitch Perfect 3 is the best thing cinema has ever created.
One of the worst movies we've watched.
Yeah. It's painful. It's honestly been painful to beat how bad that movie is.
Where's
It is
your
an
Land
advertisement
Before
for the
Time run?
army.
Ooh.
Oh, we'll get there. There's 14 of those fucking movies, so we'll get to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Um,
there's 24 of them.
Yeah. Well, hey, look,
Yeah.
if you want to, anybody listening, if you want to make us do Land Before Time, it's $1 a month to come on our Patreon and tell us what the fuck to do with our lives. And you can torture us. Make us watch the new, the third Halloween Town, because I didn't really enjoy it as the first two.
Hi, where can you find that Patreon?
Oh, cool. Patreon/Rotten Treasure. Is that close?
Patreon.com/Rotten Treasure, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're on all the social medias that, Rotten_Treasure on Instagram, Rotten Treasure, Twitter. We have a TikTok I haven't touched in a month and a half. Yeah, come hang out with us. We're that movie franchise podcast that only talks about the movie about 50% of the podcast, but we promise the rest is good.
I hope you said 15% because
It's 15.
even-
That's what I said.
yeah, even that's pushing it.
So,
But if you want to learn about how Jim shit himself in Lancaster County and how I got punched in the face on a ripstick along the East River at 2 a.m., come on down.
Yeah. that was-
So real quick, going to jump in here. One is Land Before Time, only 14 movies. Robert.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I'll take that.
Only
I could
14
be
Only
wrong.
14.
I've been wrong before. I'll
Last
be
one
wrong
came
again.
out in 2016. And then also,
I'm ready for it.
You get into some Oceans, and you I mean, I know I was just there for the Incredibles.
I know. I'm
I was
sorry.
I was like, don't do it, Donnell. Don't do
But
it.
you ain't hitting me up for the Oceans.
I know. Hey, you get to talk about
get
Incredibles.
Ocean's
You guys
Eight.
talk Incredibles.
I did. No,
actually-
F that. Fuck that. No,
Get Ocean's
don't
8.
bring me on. I would take offense to
I'd admit.
that.
We
All right,
actually
So,
deliberately
what you
swapped
got
it.
for us, man? Tell us about your podcast.
All right, so the name of my show is the Backlit Cinema Podcast, and the premise of my show is that I watch a movie that I love when I was growing up with my son Zach. Oh God, I gave him my name. So I watched the show. We watched the movie with my son Zach, and he had never seen it before. The last movie we watched was Planet of the Apes that came out in 1968.
Nice.
So and then I let you know what he thought of these movies. Now, most of the movies he absolutely loves because he's my clone. He loves the exact same thing that I love. But for Planet of the Apes, he thought it was boring. It had some good points, but it was dull and slow because it was made in 1968. But I've had lots of guests lately, so I invite these guests on because Zach can't really be a part of the show like he used to be. So, I had most of you guys on the show last time I had the upcoming show, the show that's being released on Sunday. I have the host of what is the name of that podcast? I'm
got it.
blanking out
Joe Rogan.
all of a sudden. No,
Michael
not
Carlson.
Joe Rogan.
Call her daddy.
Not him. And it's too bad.
Oh crap! We interrupted Zoe. It is fantastic. All right, okay, Zoe. We cut you off because we're like he's going too. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead and pick up where you were at, Zoe. Technical difficulties.
So the hosts of the show are DJ Ben Amin and Tatiana King, and they have a podcast called For All Nerds. And I was lucky enough to have them on our show. So they will be, you'll be able to see them next Sunday. Well, this coming Sunday, it's going to release an episode. So on my show, we talk about, and what would we, Planet of the Apes, because that's the one that we just did. So you can listen to us talk about Planet of the Apes. I'll talk about a bunch of movies from the past. We had a I'm Going to Get You Sucker episode. That was absolutely awesome. And we did that from the ladies from the Book of Lies podcast. And we're just having a ball talking about movies, talking about what we thought, talking about critics, and talking about our favorite parts of the movie. And then I got a bunch of trivia that I dig up from IMDb because they are the future of knowledge.
So I
And
just
you can
wanna-
check out, you can find our show wherever you listen to podcasts. And we have a website where you can go and find us at backlickcenter.com. And you can find all of our socials and everything at and I just did my first TikTok video. It's absolute trash, but if you can check it out.
Welcome to TikTok.
So
Are there non-trash TikTok videos?
I just want to jump in real quick because Zoe said you can catch this next Sunday, but this is being recorded about 4 weeks before this episode comes out, so you can catch this 3 weeks ago if you want to check out Zoe's podcast.
Well, I can tell you that. What is today's date? It's the 9th, right?
So the 9th.
The episode came out the 10th. So if you haven't seen the episode, go back.
Go back.
Find the episode. that was released on the 10th. It's the 67th episode, where you can find me talking to the people at from For Our Nerds, DJ Ben Amin and Tatiana King.
Excellent.
Nice.
Get it.
Well,
Eric?
I think that's everything. I think we're good, folks.
I demand 20 minutes.
I guess
think-
you can go. You can
I
go.
think we're
You
going to
can
go ahead and wrap it up here. There's nobody else of importance who needs to say anything. So thank you so much for listening. No, okay, fine. Eric, you have some sort of
Infinity
audio thing that you do.
Hard
with
Mark
a
Podcast. If
guy?
you like wrestling, if you don't like wrestling, it's the podcast for you. That's the basic gist, but it's scientific. I've documented literally every single professional wrestling match that I've forced my co-host to watch. So like literally I'm making him rank it. We have all these data points. If you're a fan of Stephen Hawking and his grand schemes, you're gonna really love what we do. But yeah, it's half
boy.
banter, half science, half wrestling. That's 3 halves. The only podcast that's 3 halves. So yeah, we're everywhere. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
We're in your house. Yeah.
We're in your house. We're,
What 100% tax free.
I'm fucking behind you right now, actually. But yeah, Ryan's a fucking weird dude, but he's great. I love him. He's bizarre. He's a strange human being. I think you'll like him a lot. Hard Mark Podcast.
And if you would like to hear the better quality of that, you can check out the Hard Watch podcast. But no, seriously, thank you all for being on this podcast
Yeah,
with us.
absolutely.
This was so much better than I thought. This was just a good time. And I mean, I don't know who's listening to this. I really don't who's listening to this.
Who's watching
But
it now? Who's watching it now?
If you stuck around, I mean, like you said, this was just a treat for me, Robert. This was just a good time hanging out with a real good group of people who all of them I enjoy hanging out with. And it was a lot of fun.
It
Robert,
doubled as a commentary track for Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. So if you've been listening to this while watching that,
just throw that on. Yeah, just throw this on.
Yeah.
Robert, why don't you tell the people about Watchin It stuff?
Yeah, as always, you can find us at watchinitpod.com. There you can find links to our Instagram and to our Twitter and to our Patreon. Donnell, what else should they do?
Well, for a while now, I've been like, hey, check out our April Fools, check out this special, check out our 100th
Yeah.
episode. That's all done. That's all done. So I got nothing for you, but check out our podcast. If you enjoyed this, which I know I enjoyed it, and if you didn't, I guess it sucks to be you. But at the end of the day, if you did enjoy this, subscribe, check out our podcast. We do this weekly. We won't have all these lovely people on it every week, but we for sure will have each of them back at different times.
Whether you
because-
want to or not.
Yeah,
Good.
sometimes. I mean, I'm just gonna hack Jim's camera at some point and just be like, Jim's on the show. But no, we'll have these guys back. We'll have other guests, and just check out our podcast. Give it a listen. Check out Rotten Treasures. Check out Backlook Cinema. If you want to, check out the Hard Mark podcast. Fine, check out the Hard Mark podcast. We love them. They're a great group. Great 2 guys, whatever they are.
Thanks, Donnell.
It's a lot of fun. And thank you so much for listening. And thank you guys for being on. Bye.